Did you ever see anything crazy out there? Like the Sasquatch or anything?
No Sasquatches, but my neighbor did get eaten by a mountain lion. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
behind my high school. We used to come blaze every morning behind the high school, and then one day he got eaten, and we were like, oh.
Welcome to the Robertson Stash. Season 6 is brought to you by World Needs Cannabis, empowered by Puffco.
We got all sorts of soft glass sculptures over here.
Yeah, I used to make these back in when I was doing soft glass.
Dope.
Yep.
I didn't even know about the...
Yeah, I went to school for soft glass. And then
Rad.
in 2003.
Sweet.
And then I went out to Sheridan College, which that's where I met my wife. And then
Where is Sheridan College?
it's in Ontario,
Okay.
like Oakville, Mississauga. And then I moved out to Eugene with her, thinking I could pay the bills off of like blowing glass goblets. And that wasn't the case. It was like just after pipe dreams. So I got into sleeving Dichro by the inch. I was like working for Jay Frodo at Dichro Class Alchemy. And then, but my like skills from school, I really adapted to Boro pretty quickly. And then I was like, making some cool stuff pretty quickly on. Yeah.
So before glass blowing, any other art?
Ceramics. I actually made a bong for Adam Sandler. And
Sick.
I was like, he put it on the front page of his website, dude.
Sick.
So his head. And that's what, like, I tell this story a lot, but that was like a pivotal moment for me. My high school ceramics teacher would like let me make bongs and whatever I want and squish other kids. She's like, don't worry about what Matt's doing. Just let him do his thing.
Yes.
And I was like making pretty cool ceramic sculptures.
That's awesome.
Like in high school.
I also, Clay is my middle name, actually, Brian Clayton Ratcliffe. But I had a potter's wheel in my room growing up through middle school and high school. And I would like bring like pots in on the school bus and fire them, and also made quite a few bongs in school.
Nice. Hey.
And
That's pretty cool.
Throughout college, I went to a school. I was snowboard racing through high school, so that was like kind of my sport or whatever, up in Summit County. And then I took a year off, did that, and then I was working at Starbucks as well, and I was also doing ceramics up in Breckenridge. And then I was like, oh man, working sucks. I need to go back to school. And so I went up to Gunnison, so Western State College, and their ceramics department was pretty dope. The mountain was, it was right near Crested Butte, and I was like, peace, I'm out of here. I'm going to start I was like,
sick.
I can do ceramics the whole time. I can snowboard the whole time. And Crested Butte and that whole area.
I love the Crested Butte, dude. It's beautiful.
Yeah, super
I went there
nice.
for some leaf peeping.
Yeah, it's a great place to go leaf peeping, camping, mountain biking, skiing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So the school was really dope there. And I started just doing ceramics the whole time, ended up working in the department, and I was able to make like whatever I wanted and started glass blowing like 2 years into that. Just a private study through, found actually, there was Eli Aller was up there. I don't know if you know who Eli is. He's kind of more of a scientific guy now, but Brian Cirker, Berserker was up there.
Oh, Berserker, yeah.
So that's who I actually learned under.
No way.
The very beginning. He had just started, and that was around 98 or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, let me just, that was good. I think we're going to leave all this in, but let me introduce you to our guests and everybody listening right now. What's up, everybody? Today we are sitting down with Brian Ratcliffe, aka Surf Rat Glass, and you might actually know his work from his viral mug and cup videos that are all over the place.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah, they're. I mean, everyone I talk to, they see those things online. Those are really sick.
Thanks.
I just wanted to introduce you. Kind of had a different start, which I like. I like that. Just right into the conversation start.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming in today. How you doing today?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoying a beautiful day in Evergreen. I always love coming up here.
Yeah, well, this is your homeland. This is where you're born and raised, right?
Yeah. Born and raised, Indian Hills, Evergreen area. And then, I was a nuisance to this whole area for 20 years.
Yeah. You got any initials carved in any trees around here?
Initials carved in trees, crashed some cars in some corners. I ripped up the golf course on my racing three-wheeler.
Oh, wow.
We used to ride across the lake and tow sledders across the lake.
Oh, no way. Evergreen Lake here?
Oh, yeah. Back when it used to freeze over, we put paddle tires on there and
drive on it?
Yep, and ride on it.
Yeah, it's frozen over. I just walked over it yesterday.
It finally froze. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all ice fishing on there and skating.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. That's very cool. Awesome, dude. So you were raised here in Evergreen. Oh my God, I was just going to say something about Evergreen. Has it changed much here since...
It's always been, it's really cool, Evergreen, in that it's not really a town. So it doesn't have a mayor or anything like that, but it is what you put on your address, Evergreen, Colorado. Mm-hmm. It's ebbed and flowed, but clearly it is, as Denver got really popular, prices went way up. And what's really changed is the glass scene here. It's so cool to have this epicenter of glass. If you'd have told me that would happen when I was a kid, I'd be so stoked because, growing up here, it always felt, everybody growing up in their own hometown feels boring. Yeah. Right? Like you're like, nothing happens. And I was, heavy into the weed scene growing up here and it was underground. But I will say there was a lot of good local growers around here. And I'll also say one really cool thing about Evergreen is the Draconis colors actually started from here.
The Draconis? Really?
Yeah. If you remember those were the original satin colors by another guy named Brian. His parents grew up here as well, and they were geologists. And so that's where he learned about a lot of the ingredients to put in colors and to test stuff. And that's when he came up with a lot of his satiny colors.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Evergreen's got old school vibes. It's been around and with some cool shit for a long time. Did you
grow up drinking Indian Spring water over there? I sometimes go there and fill up some 5 gallons. So there's a little spring you put the money in.
No. Grew up on different well springs around here. And then, I was always going up to the mountains and snowboarding. So we'd gather water up by A Basin. A Bay. There's a really cool spring that pops out of the pass there.
Nice.
And stuff like that. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So you've been blowing glass for a really long time, haven't you?
It was something I always wanted to get into. Like I was saying, I did ceramics for a long time. I did a lot of different art mediums. Growing up, my mom was an artist.
Oh, really?
She was always an artist before we were ever born. But then after a while, she started doing some work for Tommyknocker Brewery. And she actually did all their murals inside the brewery.
No way.
All their labels for a long time. She's retired now. But my first job was putting labels on beer bottles in the back of Tommyknockers when I was
in Indian Springs over there?
In Idaho Springs.
Idaho Springs, that's right.
Yeah. I was 12 years old. I'd have beer cracked in the back. Everything smelled like beer. It didn't matter.
Dude, I worked at a bar in my early age too. And that's when I got my first beer. It was my mom's friend's Barangas. And I was the parking lot guy. And I just sold weed to all the staff and everyone that came through from the parking lot booth. It was awesome. Very similar upbringings so far with working in the bar and ceramics.
Yeah, it was a unique opportunity. I did that, and then my pops built snowcats and ATVs and these crazy 6-wheel drive amphibious vehicles. So cool. From a young age, I was into power sports and dirt bikes, and they didn't really have mountain bikes yet, but got into those once they had those here. And
nice. Were you trekking around on these things around here?
Yeah, we would go in all the different, because this is a mining area, so we'd go to all the different mining trails and go up in and drive them, and they'd have big events and stuff. And
wow,
the snowcats, we would go and test them on the passes here and go out and drive them all around. They were for people, if you had a really nice house, you needed a snowcat to get to, or if you wanted to groom your cross country ski trails or whatever. And so did a lot of that.
That's awesome.
A lot of power sports stuff. So
yeah. Did you ever see anything crazy out there? Like the Sasquatch or anything?
No Sasquatches, but my neighbor did get eaten by a mountain lion. So
really?
Yeah. Wow. Behind my high school, we used to come blaze every morning behind the high school, and then one day he got eaten. And we were like, "Oh, we shouldn't be hiking up behind our school." And
no way.
We'd be hanging out because there's where they did they would do exploratory mines. There'd be kind of just a divot in the ground. We'd go out there and hide, and blazed before high school, and he wasn't blazing. He was out running. So that shows we were safety first. We were keeping it safe.
Yeah. He's attracting the mountain lion.
Dude, don't run from him. Whatever you do, don't run from him.
Yeah, they got you.
Just like a house cat.
So he died?
Yeah, dude. They found it feeding on him. His name's Scott Lancaster, and there's actually a bridge named after him and stuff.
Wow.
But
that's not a good way to go.
Yeah, I mean, that just happened recently. There was a woman who was hiking on a trail kind of up from the Lions Boulder area, and they found her dead, and it like just bit her in the back of the neck. This is super rare. But you know where it's not super rare?
Where?
Vancouver Island has the highest instance of mountain lion attacks. And it just has a really high like density of mountain lions on the island there.
Way.
So yeah, like when you go hiking with kids and stuff, you got to make sure they're like in between the two of you and little dogs.
Wow.
'Cause they'll just
they're my friend was just saying like the wolf population is going off up there too. There's this like salmon wolf that goes and like takes salmon from the ocean but puts the bones in the forest and like populates it, and everyone's like looking for this. It's up in that area, like northern Vancouver Island.
Really?
Right now,
Yeah, I mean, well, Canada's got all the stuff, I mean, they've got the brown bears. So like that was always a deal. I remember we'd hang out up in Whistler, and like the
grizzlies, you mean?
Well, I think a grizzly is a certain type of brown bear, but a brown bear in general, I think when they're either real big or in an area, they're a grizzly, but brown bears in general are different than the black bears we have here. And they're bigger.
Way bigger.
According to some, they can be more aggressive. According to others, they aren't, but they're all over Whistler, and you got to watch out when you're mountain biking, because they'll just be walking down the path and you'll just like smack into one if you're not careful.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's so how long? So you were up in BC. Were you blowing glass at this point when you?
Oh, hell yeah.
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 So what year would you say you started on the torch?
I started in around 98. I was living up the Gunnison Crested Butte area.
Okay.
2 years into school up there, and like I've always been making pipes since I was like 12 years old, and so
out of all different materials,
all different things, and I wanted to learn glass in general, and so I started learning boro around 98, and I actually went up to BC for a vacation snowboarding trip, and I was like, there were not many glass blowers there. I went to Blunt Brothers, the original Blunt Brothers, and I was like, who are your local glass blowers? Because I was so used to having local glass blowers, and they're like, there are some on the island that we don't, they didn't mention names, and then they mentioned that there was an American up there that had to leave, and I was like, there's like nobody here, but you can smoke in the head shops, like, what's up? Like, why? I was like, clock started, the wheels started turning, and I was like, And so after I graduated, I just like packed all my stuff in my car, and I was like, maybe I wanted to go to the Pacific Northwest, because you could snowboard, hang out by the ocean, surf. You had the cities up there. Yeah. And I just wanted something different than Colorado. I'd grown up here and stuff. And so, when they let me across the border with all my stuff, I was like, oh, on, let's do this. And
so you set up a little shop up there?
Yeah, I mean, so people in Vancouver were so nice. Like I just stayed in a hotel for a bit and looked around, and I would go down to Granville Island, and I was like, where can I set up a shop? I would stop random people and be like, hey, help me, I need help, like where can I set up a shop? And this is a general term, but people were really nice. And so people were going out of their way to be like, hey, maybe we could, get you set up here or do something. As a fellow artist, Granville Island's a great spot.
Okay.
They had a glass blowing studio there, which I would go and talk to people. But somebody mentioned about, he was a car stereo guy up in North Vancouver. And I like North Vancouver because you got the ski areas right there, all the 3 ones that are real close to the city. And I was living there at the time. And so I rented a little studio space. It was a guy who had a car stereo thing, but he had some properties, and he rented it out to different artists. So opened up a little glass shop there. Pretty soon, my brothers kind of moved up there at the time and helped me out. So I've got 3 younger brothers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and one of them was just learning how to blow glass at the time.
Oh, really? Do they still...
He doesn't anymore. No? But he actually lives in Hawaii and does a cool skincare business and some stuff out there. So
Nice.
But yeah, at the time, we set that up, and I soon met Hippo Glass. So
okay, Hippo. Yep, I know Hippo.
He's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Hippo's a legend in a lot of different things. Like, I don't know if you remember, he had big red beard at the time.
Red beard, yep.
And no, he had so there's red beard Glass, but Hippo also had a giant red beard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so different than Patrick. And Hippo is like an amazing skateboarder and snowboarder, and like kind of a legend. He grew up in North Van. He was part of the NV Lokes, the North Van locals like skateboard club, gang, whatever you want to call it, but super chill. And so to like have that studio partner there, which was super awesome. And since we both snowboarded a lot, like he would take me up on Cypress and show me like all his little out of bound areas to ride. And you could like feed the birds out of your hand, and like,
wow,
sweet like cliffs to jump off of and stuff. So that was super fortunate to be able to hang out with him and do that. And really cool to see his evolution as a glass blower at that time as well.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
Occasionally, yeah. I see him. He's like he's elusive. He's the man though. Every time I see him around, I'm always, liking his posts and seeing what's up.
Nice. So, how long were you up there for?
I was up there for the entire Bush administration.
Wow. Okay.
So I voted my first time, and I don't want to get political, but I was like, whoa. I saw how that like voting thing went down in Florida, and there was some weird stuff and whatever. I had just graduated from college, so I was like, I'm going to go up there. And so it was interesting to be out for 8 years and to be permanently on vacation in Canada.
8 years? Oh, so you were up there for 8 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And you spent some time with BC Bubbleman up there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not only, I remember meeting him in Blunt Brothers, and he had just come in, and he was really getting his bubble bags off the ground. And right away, when I started working with Hippo, I started working with Marvel Slinger. So it was like.
And was he at BC? Was Marcus's?
So he was a friend of Bubbleman's, and so they had met and hung out, and there's some great interviews you can see. Like, I think they did a hash church together where where Marvel Singer Aaron talks about all that stuff. And so they were good friends. And when Aaron moved up there, he was living with some friends in that same kind of area there, a little further north from West Vancouver, up on the coast there. And so
like Lions Bay.
Yeah, Lions Bay. Yeah. And so when I met them, Aaron he needed a shop, so he moved down in with he and Hippo kind of all moved into my shop at the same time. So
oh, really?
It was cool. It was huge. Like Aaron opened my eyes to a bunch of different glass techniques, and he knew the right way to do things. And he had all the connections, down in Seattle as well, which was really neat to be able to go and visit his friends there at Glassworks Park.
That is cool.
And that was really neat.
This is pretty dope shop mates, man. Very cool.
Yeah, it was, the Pacific Northwest has always been a hotbed. I mean, it's cool to see now that Evergreen is as well, but, that Bellingham, Seattle area was killing it. Bellingham's still obviously killing it. I remember going down to Bellingham and just seeing these like Reticello Vortex marbles and being like, who is making these rainbow Reticello Vortex marbles? And that was Scott Depp.
Yeah.
At the time, and he was working with Ivan. And at the time also, so it was hard to get materials. I remember we were talking about like, it's in Canada, there were just a few places you could get glass materials.
Yeah.
And someone was like Pegasus. And
what were you buying from them? Just clear and colors?
So I know that Andregetti Glassworks was getting the Cymax and color and stuff through Pegasus, I believe.
Okay. And she was mixing it and making her own?
No, but she was just reselling.
Oh, reselling.
So
she made her own colors too, Andregetti glass, right? Or no?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No. But she had like a little studio for teaching soft glass as well, and she was selling to all us Boro kids. And nice person. It was cool to have that available.
Now I just remembered where I met her. I met her at Red Deer, Alberta, at like a glass conference out there.
Dude, Red Deer's cool, right?
Yeah.
I went out there, two-stroke glass, actually taught a class, and I was able to TA for him at one time, and that was super fun. It was a summer class, and we found all these old abandoned bikes all over the place, and he was like going into the welding studio and making like double deckers out of them and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, the dude is super
Double-decker
creative.
bikes.
Yeah, we showed up and like they gave us these dorm rooms and they had no dishware in there. So we went into the glass shop and made ourselves each like a bowl and a spoon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So why did you eventually get out of Canada or leave?
I actually got expedited out. So
you did?
that's a very pertinent topic and what's going on in the world today. So in Canada, you know, they have a lot of problems with people wanting to live in their country. And actually 4 years into being in Canada, I recognized that I was going back and forth over the border and I was like, oh, they didn't like let me over the border one time. I came down for a fish show with Slinger and our friend Christine when they first got back together and played at the Gorge.
Uh-huh.
And like we were going back up over the border and I was like, oh, this is kind of sketchy. We're like, whatever. And so we get to the border going into Canada and she's like, what were you guys doing? And she's like, we were at a fish show. And they're like, pull over.
Oh, no.
And so we got pulled over and I quickly learned that I had a DUID, so driving stoned or whatever, that I had gotten the charges dropped because, you know, I can't prove it, whatever had happened. That was up in when I was going to school in Gunnison.
Okay.
And so I had gotten the charges dropped on that. But as you know, you can't really go into Canada with a DUI or DUID or anything like that because you can't, as a Canadian, go into the United States. So it was a kind of retaliatory thing that happened between countries. And so I quickly found out I wasn't actually allowed in Canada after living there for quite a few years, you know, or being on vacation. Yeah. So, well, no, this was like about 4 years in. And so I was like, oh, crap. So they turned around, drove me back and dropped me off at Scott's place. And Scott was really nice to host me as a, homeless person there for a second down in Bellingham. Got to hang out like at the original Mothership. The Mothership was a part of the shop. They had built, I might be getting this wrong, but from what I understand, they had this central ventilation shaft, which was like this 2 to 3 foot giant tube. And they built all their benches around it with holes into the center. So it would like all draw into the center and go up and out. And that was like the ship was like this tube going up through the ceiling. And so that studio was like originally Scott and Ivan and Brock was there as well. And, you know, and then at the time when I was there were quite a few others. Punty was just working with Scott and quite a few other people had just started working with Scott there. So it was really cool to see that at the time. Scott was experimenting. He had a lathe. He was making some bongs, which was cool to see that evolution. Yeah. That was right after the first time we went down. He and Ivan were making that really big piece. I don't know if you've seen like the eye of, it was like an eye with flames and all these like pillars and it was all double layer colors. And
I think I have seen that.
Yeah. He and Ivan made a real epic piece there for a bit and it was fun to be down at their house when they did that as well. So
super cool. Scott's
been really nice of saving my ass when I had gotten kicked out of Canada.
So what'd you do? You stayed up there for a bit?
So I stayed there for a bit and then Christine came down and, you know, this was all before, this was quite young. We're going on almost 20 years ago right now.
Yeah, you didn't even need a passport.
You didn't need a passport. They didn't really, you know, have cross-border computer relations or whatever you'd want to call it. So Christine, it's wonderful crystal. She like sells crystals and she was, you know, all of our friends and she was a collector of glass and other things. And she came down and she felt bad that, you know, I didn't make it up when she was driving and told him about the fish show and the other things. And she came down and she just picked me up and we drove to a small border crossing and they just waved us through. They didn't even stop us. She used her powers. Magic. It was pretty dope, dude. So, got me back into Canada and I realized like, going over the border is going to be a little more difficult here in the future. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the first time I didn't get allowed back into Canada. And then, I eventually got.
If you get denied, that's really bad, and then it's like on your record.
Yeah, that's on my record now.
That you got denied that one time.
I ended up getting denied a few times, and I would fly in occasionally when I needed to go back and forth, and I would buy like a temporary visa. So they have this weird thing if you fly in. So like if say a musician or something flies in, and they need to play a show or something, they'll pay for a temporary visa, and you can pay a certain amount of money and go in for a temporary amount of time. Did that a few times. And then eventually this whole time living up there, I never talked to the police or anything, which was cool. Like, that was awesome. Like, I was just, low profile. Eventually I stopped driving my car. My car got broken into so many times.
In Vancouver?
Oh yeah. So I had Colorado plates on it the whole time. So you're a mark, right? And Vancouver had a really bad, and may still, I don't know, on the inner part, East Vancouver had a bad drug problem. And so with that, I think any city in general, honestly, I've had my car broken into in Portland, Oregon.
So did I. All my glass tools stolen important.
Yeah,
my car.
You can't leave anything in your car these days.
No.
You can't let anybody have anything to see there. And so, yeah, I had my car ripped off and, not totally stolen, just the windows broken and people got in there and took stuff all the time. So, but eventually I did get expedited out of Canada, which is different than deported. It just means they're just doing it all fast, and you sign the papers but they were all chill. They followed through with the different stuff. It was actually a funny story. I was waiting to get my ballast repaired. So I was waiting for a grocery store to open, and I had a ballast in my backpack. Those things are the old school ones are super heavy.
High pressure, yeah.
And so I set my backpack down, and I was just riding my mountain bike around, and a cop rolled up and was like, "Oh, I want to see your ID." Because in Canada, you don't need probable cause or anything to see someone's ID. Yeah, there's no need for that. And that's an American thing. That's United States thing. So I was like, "Oh, you need to see my ID? This is going to be interesting." So the cop was like, "Oh, you're over your visa." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." and he was like, and the guy was interesting. He's like, I came to this country legally, so you should have too. And I was like, "I'm on vacation." That was my line. But they expedited me out.
Just some cop doing his patrol.
Yeah.
Stopped you.
Yeah, and they ended up taking me and putting me in not lockup, but they put me in a room with all the other people that were getting kicked out of Canada. And there was people from all over the world, dudes from England that were coming in and setting up grows and stuff. Lots of folks from Asia, lots of people from all over South America, Central America. Met a cool, people from Nicaragua, and they would ride the trains and do the stuff and go all the way through Mexico. And then they worked their way all the way through the States here. And they were like, screw the States. And they're like, let's go to Canada. And so one guy had a story where he rode the trains, then worked in restaurants and whatever, worked his way through the States, and then ran over the border into Canada and got busted right away. Because Canadian border
he
guards,
was in the cell with you, or the room?
Yeah, it was just a room.
Cell,
yeah,
it
was cool. We were all just talking story.
Yeah. How you got in?
Yeah, I met another guy who was grew up his whole life from age 2 on in Miami. His parents were from Cuba, and he had a family and everything. And then things were getting a little more strict at certain times with the board, with immigration and things. This is ebbed and flowed in this country throughout the whole time. And he, at one point, he was going to have to go back to Cuba, but his whole family was here. He had a kid here and a wife and everything.
Yeah,
and so he actually hiked over the border, over kind of in the interior of BC, where it's really mountainous, above Montana. And he hiked over the border. He said he said he almost died, and he had to skirt down this cliffside, and all his gear broke and stuff. And he's like, I get to this hotel and I order pizza, and before the pizza shows up, the immigration shows up and hauled him away.
Oh man.
So yeah, lots of good stories in there. That was that's
I wonder how they found him so quick.
They're Canadian border, they're professionals. They were always really strict. So
wow.
If you're going to go over the border, you better have your story straight.
So you, then what'd they do? Put you on a bus or something, or plane?
Dude, they would have taken me anywhere. They would have flown, just like we're, active. Well, no, we're not doing that. But in Canada, they'll just fly you back to where you're from. And so I could have come back to, I should have.
Miami.
Yeah, I should have. Well, I should have just come back to Colorado. But at the time, I was like, well, all my stuff's up here. Like, you know, I had a girlfriend and I was helping her like raise her kid and all the different things. So,
Bellingham, back to Scott's.
Dude, I said the stupidest thing. I said, you know, just drop me off at the border. That's what I said. Oh my God. You know, like, yeah. At about, they're like, okay. And so it's like 3 days later, I'm in the same pair of socks and they just dropped me off at, you know, Blaine. And I was like, oh, that was stupid to say. Yeah. And so I just like stuck my thumb out and some guy picked me up at Blaine and took me to Bellingham. And I just showed up on Scott's doorstep again. And he was very, very nice. Thank you, Scott. Yeah. And stayed at his place for about a week. And then I have some other friends in Seattle and they came up and picked me up. It was like an old roommate from college. And it was like right around Thanksgiving, actually. And so American Thanksgiving, he took me surfing, which was the coldest surfing I've ever done. My booties had holes in them. My feet went numb. But we did some very cold weather surfing. And, you know, had Thanksgiving dinner with his family and then hung out in Seattle for a few months, which was really nice. And then kind of came back to Evergreen by about Christmas. So
cool.
Yeah. It was quite an adventure.
Ever blow glass here? Or where did you set up shop again when you? Yeah,
so I came back and, you know, I hadn't spent time with my family in a long time. So I stayed at my mom's place and set up a shop above her garage in this sweet little apartment thing. And blew glass there for about a year, which was dope. And that was that was right around the time Obama got elected. And so it was cool to see that. And, you know, Colorado weed scene was really starting to pop off. It had been going, but like people were like, wait, it's like legalized here in this state.
Was it legalized at that point?
It was decriminalized, I think was the deal. And so it was very like wild, wild west. You would show up to these dispos or whatever they were. They weren't, they were a place where you could buy weed and people would like just roll up with like quarter pounds and half pounds and they were getting paid in cash. There was like it was all just decriminalized.
Yeah. Kind of like Canada.
Kind of like Canada, although
it was decriminalized for a while.
Yeah. But when I was in Canada, it was all just like underground. And then the unique thing that happened with Vancouver, and the reason I wanted to go there to begin with was the fact that you could smoke in the head shops. And that was, to me, that, you know, as a glass blower, you're like, that's just awesome. Like you can like roll up and like, you know, I remember the first time I went up there, even for the 99, 2000, I brought up a chubbler and was like hitting it and like went to an all weed party that was hosted by this chick named Watermelon. It was like a comedian out there that would like sell cookies down at Wreck Beach. And like, there was a fun scene going down in Canada.
That's cool that you were there.
Yeah, it was, you know, I wish I would have made it out to like Toronto more, but it's an expensive plane ticket to fly across Canada.
So far. Yeah. Could take the Great Canadian Railway, I think it is.
Ooh, that would have been dope.
Yeah. Just sit there.
Would have been a long one.
A week.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, yeah. Well, that's cool. So when did you, when did you start making these like cups? Was that kind of recent? These giant bangers? And
so before the cups, I did road trips. And so forever I did road trip marbles. It would be like an image of a road going into the distance with like all sorts of different themes on either side. And I did a ton of like pendant work and collaboration work. And I still do collaborations. Like that's my pattern that I do is the road trip. Mm-hmm. But then at some point, like that was all by hand. And if anybody's ever watched somebody draw with glass, it's like not great posture. You're like bending over, doing like really small stuff. And like my back just started killing me from that. And I had my back like go out a few times from that. And I was like, okay, I got to figure out something else to be able to like, to blow glass and not, you know, to make it easier on my body and to be able to make more stuff. And I was like, you know, I really want to learn the lathe and I'd like to get into drinkware. And so I first bought like a one-sided lathe and started making different cups. So it's like that American lathes, like Bumblebee thing. It's like just holds it's just a one side of a lathe. Oh. So started playing around with that and making all sorts of different cups and drinkware for probably almost like 6 months to a year. And I started making some pour over tops and some other different cups, doing like this honeycomb texture that I do on the bottom and some stuff. And I was posting them. I have a decent TikTok account and some other stuff. And so the comments go off on that. And so one person was like, dude, that looks like a banger. And I was like, it does look like a banger, because I had the pour over top on the top and it looked like a carb cap. And so through the comments, they're like, dude, it's a banger. It's a banger. And I was like, it's not, but it could be. And this was like early COVID stuff. Everybody's not really hanging out with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was making
online looking.
Yeah. A lot of online, a lot of posting and, making videos and stuff. And so I made my first banger mug, probably 2020.
Wow.
And posted it, and it did, real well. Like, it kind of went a little bit viral, and I think I poured a bubbly water into it or something like that.
Okay.
And then
just basic bubbly water. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next day I was like, okay, I'm going to make a Q-tip straw for it. So I made the Q-tip straw, put it in, and it did, did real well. And
what a great idea.
It was right place, right time. Everybody was so online at the time. Like, that was probably the peak of social media we'll ever have in our lives, which, good or bad, it was what it was. Mm-hmm. And took advantage of that. And right away I was like, okay, I need to like set myself up with an availability. Like, started making them, and I was like, I need a lathe. Like, I need a full on lathe. And it was really hard to get lathes at that time. Like, they're a little more available now. So Big Z was like, yeah, buddies with all the different glass blowers all over, from Evergreen, Fort Collins, Denver, whatever. But, it's great to have a homie in town. He's like, yeah, I got an extra lathe. Like, why don't you just come on over and start renting some shop space, and you can use this lathe, which was really nice of him. Mm-hmm. And started, because right away I was like, okay, I know I need to make, something that looks like a slurper. I want to make some slide cups too. And that's going to take a lathe, because I could do a lot of it on my one-sided one, but once you're like, on
like a flared martini bowl would be tough.
Yeah, flared martini bowl to fully shape. And also the slurper, like, I weld on like a 110 dish onto that. 110
dish. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a big weld, and you need a lathe.
Like the bottom part.
Yeah. So, that's where, using the lathe at Zach's was awesome. And he helped me out a little bit. He's got some lathe skills for sure. So that was really helpful. And just to get that at that time too, like, to go from just working in your shop during COVID to at least have like a little crew, which was dope. And then from there, obviously I was like, ooh, I really like working on the lathe. So I chose to take some classes, which was really helpful.
What'd you take?
Stephen Pierce.
Okay. Yeah, I love Stephen.
With Serdo. So that was nice. Dope. And then, let's see, I've taken a few others too. BC Glass. I did a class with him. Okay. So he does like a really cool incycler. And then Mr. Facet, I did a class with him too. So like, learned some faceting and some other stuff.
Nice.
So right away I was like, I need to learn more lathe skills. And between those two, and just honestly, you got to put time in on the lathe just to like get your own flow of what works and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But that's really helped with my back, and to be able to like sit down and like, not be like supporting a bunch of weight and stuff. So, and it, what is really cool? It's a lot like the potter's wheel, which I grew up on a potter's wheel. Mm. And so it's, it goes from spinning on its side to spinning, it's all the same. Yeah. And the way you like use the tools, you're just not using your hands, you're using the tools on the inside and outside. Yeah. So learned a lot in that respect. And I really like it.
Do you still do the road or the landscape?
Oh yeah.
Road.
Yeah. I do. Like whenever I do collabs, that's the pattern work that I bring to it. And then,
dude, we should totally do one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Little goat or a road runner.
Oh,
Look invisible.
Yeah, it really lends itself to a lot of the different things. And it's fun. You can like put a little story in there too, because that's the fun thing for me.
Cool. So you have been at Big Z's ever since, or are you still
I worked
with that crew?
I worked at Big Z's for like 4 years, and I had this long story of like attaining a lathe. So for a long time, it was hard to get a lathe. Yeah. And then I found a guy in England who restores old Heathways, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like a good deal. The like exchange was really good at the time. And I bought into one, and the dude took forever. And so eventually, like about a year ago, I did end up getting my own lathe, and I'm back at my place pretty much full time.
Oh, okay.
Still go and, hang out with Zach and visit and stuff.
Nice.
But because I'm also working with the electric cycle rider and doing a little podcasting there with them, it's easier for me to split time between my place and then going down there. So
yeah, I guess with the pod. So you do the pod from home?
No, we do. We produce a full show. So similar to you guys,
awesome.
We're filming and we go and we chat and we're doing interviews and other stuff. And he runs a full YouTube channel. So he's got a full-time editor.
Nice.
Shout out to Braden. And
is that in the Springs?
That's in Longmont.
Oh, Longmont. Okay.
Yeah. So kind of halfway in between here and there.
Cool. That's super fun. And how long have you been doing this pod for?
That we've only done probably like 4 episodes that we've filmed, and just a few they're just starting to come out. But I've been helping him for a year with he also runs a distribution business for parts and stuff. So I've been helping brainstorm different ways to grow that business and run an online thing with knowing a lot about Shopify and running, selling my own stuff through Shopify and running that business.
Cool. And it's just for electric motorbikes?
Just electric dirt bikes pretty much. And we do some really high end, super fast electric mountain bikes too.
Oh, wow.
And so he has a YouTube channel on that and he gets to test them all and film videos on it. And then he was I remember because I met him when I had a podcast interviewing, originally before the Banger Mugs, I was just kind of screwing around, and early COVID, I was like, oh, I want to start a podcast and interview people.
Way. That's
super
so
bored.
Early. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I met him and met a bunch of other people and got to interview people like Sir Ronster and other people who have a really cool YouTube platform now. So that was
did you have a name for this when you were doing it?
The Dirt E-Bike Show.
The Dirt E. I like it.
Dirty.
Yeah.
So, so I did that, and I was just really trying to learn that aspect, and podcasting is exciting, right? It's fun to chat with people. It's a great excuse to meet people that you wouldn't normally and have a conversation. So
yeah,
I enjoyed that.
A lot.
You learn a lot, right? And you get that connection, which is dope.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know where it's going to lead. So that's been fun, the way that's kind of worked out.
Yeah. So you've been doing the Dirt E show you just got 4 episodes posted now? Or
so we have the show we've started with him is called the E-Moto Show.
Oh, okay.
But the original one that I did 2 seasons of for 2 years was called the Dirty Bike Show.
Oh, nice.
And so when the Banger Mugs really started hitting, I was like, I gotta cut that one and just go all in on the mugs and the cups. And I'm glad I did, because obviously that was a huge boom for our industry, that mid to post COVID era. And
boy, oh boy, everyone got a paycheck from the government. They're I'm buying glass.
I think it was that. I also think that it was a lot of companies were able to get huge loans that they didn't have to pay back. So a lot of these shops and or people were stocking up with these whatever they were, these loans. These loans you didn't have to pay back. And it was that. And also, people just had money. For the first time, Americans had saved up a bunch of money and they didn't know what to do with it. We were all traveling. You couldn't travel even at the time.
Yeah.
So people were just buying shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was also kind of a golden age of online sales too. It really kicked off a lot of online sales.
Yeah.
And legitimized the online purchasing more than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
So
good point, actually. Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was.
Yeah. So I was glad that I kind of just went all in on that. And then now it's really fun to come back full circle, still be doing stuff, because the electric dirt bike space is blowing up right now. It is crazy.
I was going to say, what's the best e-bike, a mountain e-bike? You said your friend sells some really fast ones.
It depends. If you want just an e-bike so that you can ride on the local trails and not be in trouble, there's a lot of good ones. I have something from Commensal, which is they do nationwide sales, but they're located down in Golden.
Okay.
Revel has some good ones. Specialized has some good ones. I just tested the new Levo S-Works, which is dope. It's nice. A $15,000 carbon fiber one. But it kind of, there is no real best. There's a lot of really good ones. We get to ride these ones called Bonnell, and they go 40 miles an hour and they have a throttle. So they're not, you can't really ride them on the trails, but you can ride them on I know where all these secret trails are around here. Nice. And so I can just go rip wherever I want and never see a hiker, or be on a sanctioned trail.
Do you pedal? Is there pedals on it?
You
or
can,
station?
yeah.
Okay.
So on those you can pedal, but they also have a throttle, and so they're totally not an electric mountain bike. They're a dirt bike that
you can
kind of looks like an electric mountain bike a little bit. It's like this new segment of thing, which is cool. And what I like is it's only like 80 pounds, so you can put it on a bike rack.
Oh, cool.
Because otherwise, it's a dirt bike and it's hard to like put in.
Yeah, I see.
Like you have to put it in a truck.
I'm struggling with it. I think Matt was putting his Ciron on a bike rack. It's like got one weighted for it, but
yeah, it's kind of tough.
Heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy. They weigh like 130 to 180 pounds. So.
But this one only weighs 80.
Yeah, it only weighs 80, and then your average weight of a electric mountain bike is like 50. So
okay.
Yeah, no,
I bought mine at the height of the bike craze, like right at COVID, when everyone's like, all you could do is ride a bike basically. And kind of wishing I bought an electric mountain bike because it's tough, man, around here.
Kicks your ass.
Yeah, it kicks your ass.
Yeah.
Going up.
Yeah, I've got a couple. We should go take them out.
I would love that, man. I would love to go biking this spring and summer or somewhere. Show me some trails around here. You probably know.
I know,
the good ones.
Shit all around here. Obviously, like most of the Evergreen stuff is very sanctioned and whatever, but over by Floyd Hill, I know all sorts of other trails, and then they're building a bunch of fun stuff. So there's you can actually ride from like, do you know what 103 is? The road that if you're driving out like towards the King Supers, you take a left or whatever, there's 103 would head all the way to Idos or to the Echo ski area.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, from Floyd Hill, I can ride all the way to that road, which is dope.
Do you hear that feedback, or is that something out there? Oh, I think it's a truck. Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's a truck. No worries. But yeah. So there's lots of riding all around here, and like electric mountain bike is cool because it like allows you to keep your heart rate a little bit lower, which actually helps you build your cardio better.
Is that right?
Yeah. So there's like I like
that.
Yeah, I did like a course on like not personal training, but just like health coaching and stuff like that. And I learned that 180 minus your age gives you this like target heart rate to like build your cardio fitness. And it's actually lower than you would think it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by not pedaling and just kind of being activated, it's
by pedaling less hard.
Okay.
So if you like run your heart rate up to say like 190 or something, I don't know if you ever run a watch or anything like that, but
no, I don't.
I have one. I don't use it a lot, but I do occasionally, and I'll be like, holy crap, my heart rate is like pinned. And that's not great to do that all the time.
Oh, okay.
So like if you're working out 3 or 4 times a week, like you actually kind of want to do lower heart rate stuff. Even like if you're at the gym and you're on the bike, you can look and be like, oh, you want to stay in that zone 2, they call it, which is.
So it's 100. It's your age minus 180?
It's 180 minus your age.
Oh, 180 minus your age, okay.
So, and that'll put you at that lower heart rate. And you can also gauge it like, can you talk and have a conversation? Like if you're like more out of breath and you can't have a conversation, you need to slow down.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's like
a measurable thing.
Yeah. So, and when you go up in elevation here, it's easy to get blown out.
Yeah. It's like sometimes like a long staircase. We went around the lake the other day, and I don't know, something about this elevation. I really got no excuse because I've been here for 12 years.
Yeah,
I think my body's adapted to it. But
man, you think this is tough? I go backcountry snowboarding, so that's where you break your snowboard into skis.
Some of my friends do that. Yeah,
yeah.
You snake up the mountain.
Yeah. You skin up the mountain, and that kicks your ass because the elevation there, you're at like 10,000, 12,000 feet of elevation. And so the air's a lot thinner and,
that's cool that you do that. Are there any spots around here that you go do that?
Yeah. So, like growing up here, I rode Berthoud and Loveland Pass a lot.
Yeah. Loveland.
Actually I did Berthoud Pass last year with Yush, which was really fun. Yusheen's a beast out there and really fun to snowboard with. But I ride Cameron Pass. So I live in northern Colorado, and so we have like a smaller area where we're able to go up and get some sweet backcountry, and there's like no one up there. So I'll pull into the lot, and it'll be like one other car. and we'll just rip it up and have fun.
Because you're kind of close to Pikes Peak over that way now, right?
We are close to Long's Peak. So Pikes Peak is south, down by Colorado Springs, and then Long's Peak is up there, which you don't really ski on that often, but we go to the Cameron Pass area. So that's like, it's about 2 hours west of Fort Collins. And it's kind of in between Fort Collins and Steamboat. And it gets a little more snow than this central area. Like the northern Steamboat always gets a lot of snow. And so
that champagne snow.
Yeah, it was blower power when we were up there last Thursday. It was really nice. You get that. It's like when it's a little bit colder and a little drier, the snow is like less heavy. Mm-hmm. Like when I was in Vancouver, the snow was heavy. Like you had to go up early in the morning, but you got so much snow, man. Like we would have a 4-meter base.
Wow.
And like it would be like there would be really steep areas and gullies and stuff, and those would all fill in at Cypress Mountain, and it was so dope. So up here we have, like, this year is not great snow for anybody. Unless you're on the East Coast, then they're loving it.
Yeah, they're getting dumped on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the glass scene like back then when you were starting out? Were you just taking, like, cases to shops or lots?
So here in Colorado, I was, I was in school. So I would actually, like, take a case to the bar and sell it to a bunch of people at the bar, which was dope because there weren't any head shops in Gunnison. So that was cool. And then I was also, I would take, I was just starting to put together, like multi-piece stuff, like, sidecars and Sherlocks and things. And so I would take those and sell them to the head shops down on Broadway, which was dope. And then when I moved to Canada, like it was a whole different education up there because heady glass hadn't hit as hard. It was right about to, but it was just a smaller audience. And so it was more like your mid-price, Sherlocks and hand pieces and stuff, bubblers and such. And then there was also a high guy glass up there who was making bongs, which was cool. And you could actually say the word bong in Canada, which was dope. And I sold first batch of glass to Marc Emery when he first started his
no way
his little thing there too, which was cool. It was fun to be able to hang out in all the seed shops too up in Canada. Like they I mean that was where like all the strains were popping off, all the breeders, and that was the only place to get seeds and genetics aside from Amsterdam was to go up to Canada. A lot of people would just drive up and drive them back.
Were they just like stores selling seeds?
Yeah, absolutely. So Marc Emery had his thing down underneath, and then they were like they called it the pot block in Vancouver, and it was like on Hastings Street, and it was a 1-block area where if you went east, it became like hard drugs and pretty much kind of dangerous. The cops wouldn't even go in there. Really? So it was like kind of anything goes down there. And then there was a group of professional wrestlers that kind of ran the pot block and kept like all the sketchy folks out of there. And so tourism was pretty great there, and people would go to the pot block. That's where originally Blunt Brothers was. And the New Amsterdam Cafe and Marc Emery's shop as well.
Did these guys just like walk around the neighborhood and say, hey, come on, keep it moving down east? They
had an office like up higher up, and they could like keep a bird's eye view of the whole thing. And they would just like hop down there. They had dudes, and they would just kind of like shoo people out of the area and and it's very interesting because Hastings has, if you go to West Hastings, it's like the sky rises and all all the money is on that side. And then you go to East Hastings and it's like pretty gnarly. So, Vancouver in general is very interesting in that like West Vancouver is the richest area of Canada and East Vancouver is possibly the poorest. So it has a dichotomy going on there.
Yeah.
But really cool time to be there, and really cool to be able to be, part of that early Blunt Brothers thing, because that spot eventually ended up burning down.
Really?
Sucked. Yeah. Like, it sucked because, Vancouver has a pretty good movie industry and stuff, and there were like some people from the film industry and some actors that were starting to go into like Blunt Brothers and hang out and stuff. And then all of a sudden we showed up one day, and I remember like hanging out there and seeing all the fire trucks roll up, and one of the stores next to Blunt Brothers caught on fire, and it like burned down Blunt Brothers too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I had some pretty big pieces on consignment in there at the time.
Did they melt?
Oh yeah, they're
Oh man.
Yeah. So that was how that went. But you know, they still had like New Amsterdam Cafe and other things, and I mean it's still doing, I think, well. Honestly, I don't know. What was interesting is that was like one of the first areas they started doing vapor lounges. So you could go in and they had like vaporizers that you could use, like it was a lot of the volcano and stuff. And then also in conjunction, or in not contrast to the pop block, but as well, there was, you know, a whole another area, and that was where Marc had where Bubble Man had his shop, and he had a vapor lounge as well, and he had like volcanoes and stuff, and that was super dope. And I made a vaporizer for a number of years, and he sold it there.
Nice.
A
vaporizer that went on the volcano, or
no?
You made your own vaporizer?
Yeah, I made a vaporizer that was called the Hot Glass Vape, and you used it with. It was powered by a soldering iron, and I basically did kind of like a bubbler weld to where the soldering iron heat element went down into a piece of tubing, but the air never touched anything but hot glass, and you could heat it. And it turns out for vaping weed, like the magic number is like 400 to 420, which is pretty funny. Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And so like I like made this thing you put over like a large kind of a bowl with a screen in it, because you would like grind up your weed and put it in there, and you could get nice thick clouds of weed vapor from that. And so for quite a few years up there, I made the hot glass vape, and Marc had him at his shop, and you could pull a like nice thick hit of weed vapor. And that was honestly before all these hash vaporizers, which are, you know, changing the industry right now. So yeah, I mean, you've got one right here. You've got a few of them. Yeah.
Puffco does quite a good job keeping everybody nice and baked.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked on the Puffco products, and I've gone to 3 of their different shows.
Oh yeah,
which are always fun. Yeah,
the Puff Cons.
Love going to the Puff Cons.
Yeah, they're great.
Selling cups there and meeting everybody. Yeah, so it's dope. But do
you mind if I rip a dab on one of these?
Please do. Yeah, no,
This episode is brought to you by Puffco. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know what rosin is, and you probably already dab. But not everybody does, and not everybody wants to go out and get a torch and butane and a banger and all that stuff. Puffco is push a button, inhale, done. They're perfect for curious moms and dads, aunts and uncles, friends who want to try extracts, and people who just might be a little too intimidated by the whole dab ceremony. It removes the fear, it removes the hassle, it removes the am I doing this wrong energy. Check out all the different styles and colors they have at puffco.com. This is the future of cannabis buying. World Needs Cannabis makes it stupid easy. They have top quality products from trusted growers and legit extractors. No random mystery weed. They have hand selected menus. Just browse, click, or wait for the mailman. Go to worldneedscannabis.com. Put in code STASH25 for 25% off of your order. Shout out to our sponsors, WNC, too.
Nice.
World Needs Cannabis. They got some great hash.
Nice. What strain are you hitting right now?
This is Louis King Louis. I don't know, King Louis the third or
the eighth.
The eighth.
Yeah, would that be an X?
I think so.
Wait,
maybe.
no, wait. X is a 10th. The 13th. Yes.
13th.
A V. Yeah, V's and X's and
okay,
yeah.
There we go. Louis the 13th.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's been crazy to see how strains have evolved and like what's
from back in the day. It wasn't like this. It was, there wasn't
like
a lot of strain hunters. There was just kind of
you had Blue Dream and other things. I met DJ Short. That was the other cool thing about being in Vancouver is you could meet a bunch of different breeders, DJ Short and a few others. And there were some crazy ones I met from Australia that would come up and they would opal mine in there. So they go out and they set up opal mines underground.
Opal mines, really?
So they were opal miners. And then once they had like created these huge caverns underground, they would grow weed in the opal mines.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. And so they were like unique breeders that would like do all that different stuff. And we had
that's cool.
get-togethers where we would like, you know, learn about different strains and all sorts of different fun stuff. So, but it was more like land race based. So you had your Congolese and your Afghanis and different things like that. And the evolution's been interesting.
The BC Beasters out there that time?
You know, I mean, what was Beasters? But yeah, I mean, we had Beasters even when I was in college.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Beasters were pretty much what helped me fund my glassblowing journey to begin with. But it was interesting. We had, I wonder if the Beaster evolution was a price motivated thing, or if it was from the breeders themselves. I'm not sure.
Well, a lot of it was coming out of Ontario. A lot of the weed in the early 2000s coming out of Ontario.
I think all throughout Canada, but yeah, obviously BC,
but
Ontario
indoor
as well.
Yeah,
a lot of indoor in BC as well. And
they had the Molson. They had I remember this news article, like this headline that the Molson Canadian factory. It was like abandoned, but they were growing pot in it, like the whole entire factory in Ontario. Yeah, there was like a big grow busted in this big like Coors Light kind of factory, Molson Canadian. It was
really,
yeah.
I gotta wonder. Like, I'm sure that's changed quite a bit for Canada. Obviously, weed is legal in Canada now, but I mean, they've got to be exporting way less with the pricing down here and the availability here in the States. Like, it's got to be different.
Yeah, at first you had to buy it through like government grown weed, and it just came in the mail at the very beginning when it all federally went legal.
Yeah, that's weird.
But now you can go to stores, and there was a big boom in all the dispensaries now. That's like empty dispensaries everywhere.
How about with mushrooms? Are mushrooms legal in Canada?
I don't think they are. No, they should be.
They should be. I agree.
Do you do mushrooms, like magic mushrooms?
Yeah, I enjoy the mushrooms, and you know, they're interesting in that they're like the least habit forming thing out there. They've got to be, because like every time I do mushrooms, I'm like good for a while.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They're fun. We always like to do like a little bit of microdose mushrooms when we go out snowboarding, which is dope.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a kind called like philosopher stones, which they're crossed with like truffles. They look like little like walnuts or something, and I'll eat those when I snowboard, and I feel like I can like see all the bumps in the snow better. Like my vision like gets more 3D or something.
Maybe. Yeah. No, the mushroom thing has been really interesting to see evolve here in Colorado. Obviously, in Denver, it's decriminalized, which is, I think decriminalized is the best time for any substance or whatever.
Why? How so?
Just once you bring in regulation, it seems to screw it all around.
Yeah. It's a nice little limbo pocket.
Yeah, it's that magic time. And
because right now you can't sell mushrooms.
No.
But our sponsors of our podcast. Hey guys, do you like magic mushrooms as much as I do? Tired of foraging for them for yourself? Well, look no further. Full Canopy Genetics has got you covered. They sell these ready-to-go, grow-at-home grow bags, and believe me, I've been loving them. They're like little projects at home. In about 3 to 4 weeks, you have yourself a bag of beautiful mushrooms. You dehydrate them, you can share them with your friends, grind them up into capsules, or enjoy them in tea. Super great product, high-quality genetics. Check them out, fullcanopygenetics.com. Use code STASH25 for additional discounts. Full Canopy Genetics can sell you a bag of perfect substrate with some spores, and all you do is put that bag, I have 3 of them right there, and then they just pop up a bag of mushrooms, and you pluck them and you dry them out, and they're like, you know exactly who grew them, you know exactly where they came from.
Yeah, you know the intentions around them as they grew. That's like super dope. I recommend growing mushrooms to everybody. I think it's fun. I definitely did it myself. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I've still got I grew like a lot out of my bag that I had, and I was like blending them up in a coffee grinder and mixing them with honey, which is kind of a great way to preserve them. And then you can like just figure out how much honey you want to eat.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, because the potency does like go away after a while if you store them for a long time. But honey, because it's such a good preserver, is a great way to like preserve them.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, the other thing I've done the like Stamets stack, which is it is lion's mane, niacin, and psilocybin mushrooms. Mm-hmm. That one's interesting. So you got the lion's mane to help with like the neurocognitive benefits, and then the niacin to help break the blood-brain barrier, and I think to help with circulation too, because mushrooms are a vasoconstrictor. So they make your vessels kind of constrict, so that limits your like, it can make your hands get cold and stuff. So it like limits blood flow a little bit.
Interesting.
So the niacin, it's a flushing niacin.
Oh, I have niacin.
If you ever take the real niacin, it like makes your face get red and
sunburnt
stuff.
Almost.
Yeah, right.
Like, my neck and
But that is that Stamets stack is that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the lion.
So what is that? It just kind of counterbalances the effects a little bit, opens your blood.
Yeah, the niacin counterbalances the vasoconstriction, and then the lion's mane kind of helps with the neurocognitive benefits, so more in the brain part. So you're trying to create those neural pathways in your brain with the aid of the lion's mane and the psilocybin. So kind of a fun stack to do.
I'm gonna try that one next time.
Yeah, no, it's a fun stack, and it's a great thing to do if you grew some mushrooms and you got some laying around. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll like microdose while I'm on the torch sometime, and on the lathe especially, you'll be like, oh, that was more than a microdose.
Yeah.
I'm like there holding the paddle in the flame. I'm like,
feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really blow glass when I'm feeling it like that, but
that's where I try and stick to the microdose, which is you can barely feel it. You just get a little bit, and that's like a 0.01 of a gram.
0.01. Okay.
So it's a really small amount. Yeah.
Do you do that like on the regular? Or?
I kind of go back and forth. I'll like forget about it for a while, and then I'll be like, oh yeah. Like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So, I think it has its benefits. Totally understudied right now, I think. And they're just starting to see. Especially
on like a microdose level. I mean, you got to watch out with anything, but mushrooms are definitely, you don't want to just eat a whole bunch if you never have. Like, definitely. And that's what's cool.
Like in one sitting?
Yeah, like for the first time or something, like eating a quarter. Like, because like, back in the day it was like, oh, I'm going to eat an eighth or a quarter. And that's like a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah. I can't believe how much I would eat back in the day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Eggs. Now it's like a cap and it's like, I'm good. But
yeah,
I mean, sometimes. Have you ever tried pan cyan mushrooms? Those little ones from northern Thailand?
No, I have not. I think I was gifted a few of those though, and I should try them because they look quite a bit different.
Yeah, they look like I got them before in Canada. I thought I got ripped off. Like, what are these? And then we tried them. Like 6 months later, they were in my freezer. And I remember the guy saying, don't only do a quarter gram. And it was like a little gram, just a gram baggie. And then we ate them. And like 8 hours, we were like, gone, dude. Gone. Me and my wife. It's funny.
Yeah. No, that sounds like potent.
They're like
different.
little potent different ones. Yeah. From northern Thailand.
Yeah. I mean, up in Canada at one point, there was a shop called the Urban Shaman that had like all sorts of different things that I guess were illegal. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. It was like Canada had those gray areas at that time that was really interesting. People were pushing and working around or whatever. But, yeah.
Yeah, the good old days.
It's still good, but now I think that area is kind of like Thailand. It's been interesting to see how that's expanded.
Thailand?
And been evolving, with like now their cannabis scene, and I watched like a Strain Hunters video where they're like setting up out there, that dude Aryan, and like it's cool to see.
Yeah, have you been?
I have not. So I've been to like Southeast Asia, and I like before even going to Canada, I lived in Bali in Indonesia for quite a while. But
it's beautiful in Bali. Like,
yeah.
How long were you out there?
I was out there for 3 days over my visa again. Yeah, I got in trouble there too. But it was like right after high school. My sister went to the Naropa University in Boulder, which is like this metaphysical school / psychology or whatever, but she was living out there. And so I went to live with her for a bit, and I lived there for almost 3 months.
Cool.
It was dope. Like, it was honestly before like the book was written, Eat, Pray, Love or whatever, about Bali. So it was pretty like chill, and it wasn't blown up or anything at the time. And so lived in like, traveled all around it, but lived in this central village called Ubud, which is, I think, where the book was written around too. But yeah,
I didn't know that book was written. I've heard of that movie or book or whatever, but
yeah. So
it's written about Bali.
Well, it's like eat is Italy, pray is maybe India, and love is Bali. I don't know. It's one of the things, but it definitely made Bali blow up with tourism. And I actually studied traditional mask carving because they have really cool arts there, and it's more cultural arts, and they believe they do all these ceremonies, and they believe when they put the masks on of certain masks, they go into a trance and they become whatever the mask is. And it's something that's been, each mask is something that's been around for hundreds of years. And so I was super lucky through my sister to get hooked up with this mask carver and like take a traditional mask carving course.
That's so neat. Did you make a couple or what?
Yeah, I made a couple of masks. You start with like a log.
Wow.
And you like sit on the ground and hold that log with your feet and like go at it with a hatchet and then chisel and then a knife and then sandpaper.
That's cool.
Yeah, I made a couple different masks. And
neat.
Yeah, it was cool because it was
Did they have like intentions, these masks? Or?
Yeah. So like did a few different ones. I can't remember exactly what the intentions were of the different masks, but I mean, they're like such fine craftsmen. They go through and like, it's like they're restoring a classic car, like the way they put the paint on them and like sand it all down super well and do like a filler and then like 3 different layers of paint and super tight.
Yeah, because they're like used in ceremony. Are they used in ceremonies?
Yeah. Ceremonies. They have like fire dancing ceremonies and all sorts of different like performances now that they do for tourists, but that they had traditionally done throughout time. People at Bali were so nice, and the food killer.
Yeah.
I met,
now it's just over expensive and.
No, it's probably still pretty cheap, but really? it's pretty. It's busier now. Met a bunch of punk rockers, which was super dope. I was like walking. I grew up listening to punk rock music, so like all in Denver and whatever, and I had a bunch of T-shirts, and so I was walking through, and like some dude was like singing like a NoFX song, and I was like, oh, crazy. And he was like, oh, you like that? He's like, my friend's got a band, and so
no way.
Yeah, I went to a bunch of little concerts and rode around. They would all ride their scooters, so like we'd be like rolling with the band. We're all like riding on the backs of the scooters, mobbing town, and
that's so cool.
Rolling around.
What a time.
Yeah, it was great. I'd like to go back. I'd like to go to Thailand too because I love the food.
Yeah, the food looks great.
Yeah.
We've been thinking about it, dude. Like there's this school out there that's just as much as the Montessori here for my kids. And like, it's called the British International School. And like, if my kids went there, like I could take a gap year and my kids could go there and like, I could rent my stuff out here and you can live like a king for pretty cheap there. Eat for $20 a day,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It looks beautiful. I was talking with Andy Roth and I'm like, what's the biggest problem with living out there? He's like having to come back here, possibly, like the visa thing, but you can kind of ways around that.
Met a lot of different expats throughout different areas I've lived in. It's really tempting. Like I like travel.
Yeah, we want to go, but my dog is the situation right now. Like my little dog, wouldn't want to leave it for a year and like bring it. Might be rough, the plane. So I'm thinking, I don't know how they do that.
Might be rough.
A lot.
Dude, it was crazy. In Bali, like there's tons of wild dogs, and they just run in packs, and they're all mangy and pretty gnarly. And like we lived outside of the main city and in these rice fields, and so every time I would walk home from the main area, like a pack of like wild dogs would just run and bark at me the whole time.
No way.
And all the locals would be sitting out in their front yard, just kind of like laughing and pointing because they don't have dogs. The dogs just run wild. They all have their rooster next to them. Oh. They'll have like a rooster in a cage because they all do cockfighting out there.
No way.
So that's like their main pet, their dude.
That they fight?
Yeah, they use them. Yeah, they'll like tie like a double-edged, almost a sword to underneath one of their legs, and then they'll like the roosters will jump on each other.
Wow.
And like stab one through the heart. And then the winner gets to eat the loser's rooster for dinner.
Is that correct? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and
wild.
they gamble on it too. So it's like dinner, a movie, and gambling. So
it's very normal out there.
Yeah. I mean, between that and volleyball, that's all.
Is it illegal here? Cockfighting?
It's got to be. Like, I mean,
probably.
It's not as bad as dog fighting, but it's
probably still happens somewhere.
Yeah.
Around here.
Yeah.
I mean, not around here, but in America.
Yeah, probably.
Probably not in Evergreen.
I mean, it's a rooster. I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't even have roosters around here, really, because they'll wake you up in the morning. That was out there every morning. Everybody's rooster just start crowing and be like, oh. But yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's
until you want to sleep in one day and you can't shut that off. So
yeah, no, Bali was crazy, man. We got robbed once. That was an interesting story. This dude just like broke in, and he had like, what's that thing called that you cut the grass with, like that big angled blade?
Oh, like and you.
Yeah, he was like just holding that over me, going sleep, sleep, sleep.
No way.
Yeah, after he like broke our door, and I was like, I just started screaming shit at him, and he like grabbed a backpack and ran off. So.
Whoa!
Even in
you
like
woke up to a guy in like the Grim Reaper fucking thing.
Yeah, telling me to sleep, but he was actually super nice and chill, and he just like ran off.
I have to kill you. Sleep.
Yeah, no, I just started.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that was in Bali.
Yeah, I just started calling him a motherfucker, and he eventually ran away.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, they just wanted money, but yeah, when I was there, I actually like in the thatched, because they have a bunch of like thatched rugs that are like wreaths or whatever that they've woven. So I took all my money and my traveler's checks at the time and like cut a little slit in there and like stuffed it into the rug underneath there, so I didn't get anything stolen. But
that's smart.
It worked out. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, all in all, Bali was a blast. I'd like to go back. I'd love to go to Thailand. Cambodia, I hear, is a great place. You can go and live for like up to a year without having to like really file or get a visa or anything like that.
Cambodia.
Yeah.
I wonder what the pot laws are in Cambodia.
I think it's relatively, I don't know, but Uruguay as well is a place you can go, and
they're pot friendly.
They are. They have like very low potency weed, but they're chill, and they're like,
it's federally legal there. Isn't it? Yeah.
But like low. I think
is it
like
low potency?
That's what I think. I was down in Argentina, and we didn't actually go over into Uruguay, but that was the gist I got from there. And then
how did
Chile
you like
as well?
Argentina?
I love Argentina.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Great food.
Oh, the food, man.
Food is so good, and the wine, and we went to Buenos Aires. I did a little glass blowing down there. There's a little scene down there. Yeah.
When was this?
This was like right before COVID, so 2019.
No way.
And
so where were you blowing glass down there?
In Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
There's a nice lady that she originally started making Marini, because there's like a really heavy trend of like Marini jewelry where these women will buy small Marini and create like small like
micro mosaic.
Yeah, micro mosaics, exactly.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and so
who was the girl? Was it?
I can't remember her name. I'll definitely.
Irena?
Maybe sounds familiar.
Irena.
But
well, she
she's
makes
like
jewelry, but
she's an older woman.
She's an older woman. No,
at the time, and she has like a teaching studio and everything. I'll share it with you when I find it.
That's interesting.
But that was super dope and
very cool.
And then went to Mendoza, which is more in the center of Argentina, and like. Dude, the food there was killer as well. Like, so like fusion of everything, a lot of European influence, and just as good as like in Europe, just amazing.
What did you think? So you went to Mendoza too. What's Mendoza like?
Mendoza's dope. So we went there. We went up into the Andes and went hiking and stuff, which was really cool. It's pretty arid, but like the mountains are super high elevation. And then went on like a wine. I was still into the e-bike thing, so I rented this like super shoddy e-bike, but it was like a food and e-bike tour, and we rode these e-bikes around to all these different wineries and had like a 8-course meal, and this was all for like $30 or $40 or whatever. Like a really amazing meal with like wine pairings, and then went to another winery. Eventually There was a bike crash at one point on the way back because a tire wasn't fully inflated and like it's kind of gnarly. They have like these giant ditches along their bike paths, but it was all in all, Mendoza was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm
really
thinking about,
Argentina.
there might be a pot festival out there coming up next
I would do
month.
it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. The people of Argentina were super nice. And one thing that's interesting is you can tell that they have like more lax restrictions on like car emissions and cigarettes and stuff like that. Like I think I was already I had like a bug or a cough or something going down there. And so like all the cars, like their exhaust would just like smoke me out. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. It's different than here for sure. And different than Chile and different than Brazil too. So yeah, that trip, we flew down to Chile, then flew down to Brazil for New Year's, and then over to Argentina, and then back to Chile. So.
Oh, cool. Did you check out that falls out there, like the Wazuzu? Oh, you did see that?
Yeah, we flew in. That was actually a really cool way to make it cheaper to travel in there. It's Iguazu Falls, and we flew from the Brazilian. We were in Rio, Brazil, and we flew to the Brazilian side of the falls, stayed there for a day, checked it out, and then took a cab over to the Argentinian side. The Argentinian side. And then from there flew on to Mendoza, and it was like way cheaper airline flights in country as opposed to going cross country.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's cool to see those falls from both sides. They're super dope.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, dude, we're thinking about maybe because my kids are off too, like right after this weed show. So that'd be a cool spot for spring break. That's not all like taxed, because everything is like 5 times as much on spring break around here.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you should go. It's great.
Yeah, it might be something we're considering it.
Yeah, I really liked it down there. I'd like to travel more. I'd like to travel more in like Central South America, like what Central America, I guess, would be like Colombia and Peru and those areas. I think would be really nice too.
Oh yeah.
Haven't been though.
You haven't been?
No.
Yeah, they sound beautiful. They look beautiful.
Dude.
You know, just worried about like cartel, I don't know, Colombian cocaine gang.
Yeah, I heard that's way chill now.
Is it chill?
Yeah, it's not like what it used to be at all.
Oh.
So
safe.
Yeah, in Colombia it's pretty chill. I mean,
I would like to go.
I mean, people worry in Mexico too, but
yeah,
I love
Mexico right now. Do you think, like, I guess, didn't the Trump say like the cartel are like terrorists or something? Kidnapping.
From my experience in Mexico, the cartel or the organized crime is the police. So
yeah, they got me out there.
Yeah, so you just gotta.
I got charged $100, and they're like, "Oh, you have 300? Yoink!"
Oh yeah. So we were down there, and we had like a driver or whatever. And he took us to a spot, and his secret is you put like the largest bill they have, which has like Diego Rivera on it, which is it's less than $100. You put that on top of your wallet as you're driving or whatever. And anytime you have a thing, or if you have a separate part of your wallet, you just pull that out for them right away. And you never open your wallet to them so that they get the money. It's the largest bill they're going to get, but they don't see whatever else you have. The other trick is to have like a dummy wallet. Ooh. It just has like kind of a photocopy of your ID and maybe some fake credit cards, and then one bill in there, and you just give them that.
Why? Because what happens?
Because if they look in your wallet and you've got a bunch of different bills, they're going to take all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean,
the police or who? The cab drivers?
The police.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else was pretty chill, but yeah. I mean, the police are kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. At
least they did take my money.
Yeah.
They did. But you know what? They were nice enough to get me a ride with some of the stolen money in a cab to get back to the airport.
Hey, it's a business. Hey.
Yeah, it's like you can't hang aroround the police station.
Yeah,
took all your money.
Get your ass out of here. We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that happens down there.
You gotta stay away from them.
Yeah, Mexico's awesome though, man. I had some amazing food down there too. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mexico City.
Boy, the Argentinian food though, that was like some of my favorite. The cheese, the bread, the pastries, like
the steak,
the meat, the asada every day, like the meat. It was so good. Yeah,
we got some giant steaks. It was super dank. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
absolutely.
That's cool that you blew glass out there. Yeah. So did last year too.
I try and blow glass in most weird places I go to, you know, Murano and
that's cool.
A couple different places. Germany, obviously. I've done a few different Ruhr trips and whatnot.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Have you been to Arnold Group A out there?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Martin took me, which was cool. Yeah, I had a product called the DOS pedal for a bit that I developed, which is like a pedal for the Herbert Arnold torch.
Really?
So it just basically turns the knob so you can scroll through the flames.
On a foot pedal?
Yeah, on a foot pedal.
Is it like just kind of go big and small and like everything in between?
Everything in between, depending on how you have your torch tuned.
Okay.
Calvin has one. But yeah, so I developed that, and this was probably 7 years ago or whatever, but I was just in contact. I was already going to be down in Germany for like a glass blowing festival. Ben Evers, who was a Canadian glass blower.
Ben Evers, I know Ben.
He set that up with a bunch of like glass blowers from all over North America or all over Europe, and so I went down for that, and then did a little trip out to Ruhr and made some road trip pieces with all the Ruhr crew, which was dope.
Amazing.
And yeah, that was like my 40th birthday, so I did that, and then also went up and made some stuff in Murano with the Ballantine brothers, and
wow,
I got to go up into the Dolomites, and I love super fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, even got to go back with Ruhr and make a few cups, some banger mugs and some slide cups with them before they shut down, which was dope.
Nice. So you went back out again recently?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago or something.
Oh, cool.
I had a show at Peace of Mind, so so before doing that show with Rudy, with Ruzi, I did a little trip out to Germany and made some cups with them. And just a fun excuse. You can get some sweet like direct flights off, like not peak season, like
to Frankenthal?
Well, to Frankfurt.
Oh, so, Frankfurt.
Yeah, and Frankfurt is only like a quick train ride from Frankenthal. So straight out of Denver here, like it was like under $500 or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I just like basically put the flights in and like scrolled around and found the cheapest date and was like, hey, I'm coming.
That's a good way to do it, actually. If your schedule's open, yeah.
Yeah,
right. Got flexible like that.
If you're flexible like that, you can get some sweet deals out of Denver.
Yeah. That's awesome, man, that you got to go back out there another time before they shut down.
Dude, it was honestly a little bit, you could tell, because the first time I went out there, it was like smaller operation, and it was run in the building that he lived in and other things. It was dope, but it was like tight, almost like not super big. And then when I went out again, they had gotten this giant space, and there was only like 3 glass blowers, but probably 5 or 6 administrative people. And I was like, anytime you have more administrative people than you have glass blowers, like, where's this how is this working?
Yeah.
And to add all the different taxes that Europeans have, like, the writing was maybe on the wall that they grew a little too big for their market. And then also, they had weed got legalized there, and they were all excited about it. And I was like, I don't know if it really helps with like sales to individuals who are bong collectors when weed goes legal. Like all that money goes to regulation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's always the best right before it goes legal, or when it's decriminalized.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's really cool. Oh man.
Yeah. No, it was it was dope to be out in Germany. I liked it there. Good food. Good
good food in Germany?
Yeah, it is. It's hearty, but
I couldn't. It was decent, but it was a lot of like bread and pork, very and it was good bread.
It's good bread
and good pork, but it was very simple food. A lot of the food I got.
Yeah, you're right.
We were eating.
There's actually more in certain places, and we did get some like good Italian, some different things, but yeah, it's different. Like I went to Paris in France, and like the food was good, but not the best food I had was like Asian food when I was in Paris. I was surprised in that like they do a lot of things good, but to get really good French food, you got to like sign up and get a reservation months in advance.
Yeah.
In a place. My favorite European food, I think, is Spain, man. Spain kills it. Yeah, Spain has such like
Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona has some amazing stuff. I showed up there when they had the European Flame Off, which was cool to check out.
What was that like?
It was dope, man. Barcelona was rad. And, obviously you've got like all the, the art influence of Barcelona, which is really unique. You know,
yeah, they got beautiful
Sagrada Familia and all those things, and then you know.
This Familia place.
Yeah.
Is that they're still working on that?
Yeah,
or is it done?
Yeah, they've been. Yeah, I think it's
couple
kind of
centuries,
right. All the mosaic influence all over that town, that city is just amazing, and the Castellon. I learning the history of that area and going to their local mountains and stuff was super dope. I like that area a lot.
Yeah,
I would say if anybody, is looking for a place to go, definitely go to Barcelona.
Barcelona's great. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then they have their weed club. I don't know. I think you have to get a prescription, but they have. I'd say.
Is it still like that?
I think so, but that maybe is what's keeping it better quality. I don't know.
Yeah.
Germany always had good weed too, but it was more illegal there. I wonder how their quality is with how it's evolved, but yeah.
They got the black hash out there, which I like.
You like the Afghani?
The kind that Martin smokes.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, dude. Like some blonde Lebanese, and
it's good when it's good, but it can be like totally not good sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, when it's good.
If it's shit, but if it's like yellow on the inside and
if it bubbles or melts at all, that's. But I never got it to where it was like really like higher quality. It was always kind of a big red brick, and it didn't. I don't know. But that was in Canada got a lot of that too, and so.
Yeah, Canada did. Yeah,
it seemed more stomped on. I don't know, whatever the deal was. It wasn't as great, right?
Yeah.
But and that's
something black like that. It's like.
Yeah, but I mean that could be good.
Yeah.
That's kind of just a heat cure on that situation. But it's fun to like that Robert Clark hashish book. It's fun to like read through that and learn all the old ways of making hash.
Yeah. What's that book about?
It's called Hashish, and it just has like every like old school way of making hash, everything from like the hand rub charas that like the Nepalese would do and stuff to like the Afghanis would basically take all their plants that they grew, like tie them up and it was a big like thrashing thing, and then they would set up like a sheet over this stone or whatever, and then just like
pound it out.
Yeah, like whack the plants onto there, and it would knock a lot of the trichomes off, but also like the cystolene stalks and other things. So you got a lot more plant matter into it. They had a funny technique of the day before they would harvest their plants, they would take all the rugs out of their houses and bang their rugs if they're upwind. So all the dust would go and collect on the trichomes. Then it would make not only would it cut the hash to make the hash a little bit heavier, but it would make the trichomes fall off a little easier too, because they had a little bit of dirt on them. And
but you're smoking dirt, but
yeah, I mean that's why it's not bubbly hash, right? Like it's a little different, but I'm sure that technique there was like, hey, we got twice the weight off this one. Let's keep doing it, because whatever. That's not their head stash by any means, right? That's their
Do people ever run through fields of pot naked and get like hash like that?
I think that would be kind of like the but in reality, what you'd go out and you'd hand rub a plant. So you'd go in and
go like that.
And that's where you get those Nepalese temple balls or whatever. Wow. And then but those you got to watch out, because you have a lot of like water content and you can get mold in them. So like
mold in the balls? Yeah,
mold in the hash. So like you
probably. Yeah,
because you're not like drying out, because I don't know if you've made bubble hash before, but like you go and you pull your bags, and then you got to try and dry that shit out as good as possible. Because otherwise, when you go to smoke it, you'll know right away if there's water in it. It'll be like sparking and throwing off shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then modern day people will, press it into rosin, which is, the rosin revolution's been interesting. It's been fun to see that here in Colorado, and how that's, that's
the only way now, kind of, except for bubble hash.
Yeah, pure bubble hash is great too, but it goes hand in hand with bubble hash as well. So
yeah, you kind of need that bubble hash to make rosin, right?
Or dry sift. And it's been fun to see the new dry sift things, especially using static. I've always been a big dry sift fan, even with like my own harvest and stuff. I had one of those smaller tumblers, and my favorite was I'd go out on the coldest day, I would save all my trim up, and then I would do like the first 6 seconds or 30 seconds of the tumble. You would like clean it all out, and then you do that first 30 seconds of the tumble, and that would be like the biggest trichromes would all fall in that, and it would be like white, perfect dry sift, and it would bubble, and it would be like full melt.
Whoa.
And so then as the longer you run it, the more of the stalks and other things and plant matter you're going to get in there, and it's going to be way less bubbly.
And what is static again?
So the way they figured out to clean a lot of this dry sift is they use either like a static wall or a way to, the static will basically help you pull some of that contaminant out, and you'll have just the trichrome heads.
Oh, so it removes like the dust or whatever, the static wall.
Yeah, well, if you think about the trichome is like the glandular head and then the stalk, and those stalks get into the hash as well, and they aren't very good. Like
just the little ball on the
You just
ends?
want the glandular head, and that's the melty part, and that's how you get, the more of that you have, the more like melty hash you're going to have, the more potency and flavor.
Ooh.
Yeah, because those like...
Even the little see-through stalks, they're not good.
They're not good. And like, it's funny because you'll see weed, like if you look at weed through a scope or whatever, some herbs like grow way more stalk than glandular trichome head, and that's not what you want. That's not going to press good rosin, and that's not going to make great hash, and it's not going to get you that stoned when you smoke it either. So
wow, didn't really think about that.
Yeah, you want it's like if you were going to make grape juice, you want the biggest, juiciest grapes, and the stalks and stems would be of no use to you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you think about it like grapes, you want those
if
grapes.
you're gonna make juice,
yeah, which is rosin and full melt bubble.
I think firmness.
Right? Yeah, so but you would just want that the biggest grape head, grapes. Yeah. So which is kind of like what trichomes
I'd like to look at one of those. Yeah, I'm surprised that part really doesn't help. It's just that little ball at the end.
Yeah, I mean that has all the oils, that has so that has your terpenes in it, and your when you press rosin, that's what you're getting is that what's ever in the trichome head. So yeah.
So you grow a little bit too yourself?
I grew weed for like 30 years.
30 years,
yeah,
a lot, or just a little bit, or
hobby,
hobby,
just like head stash forever.
Nice.
It's just fun,
doing that.
I love the plant.
Yeah.
Like I love the plant, and honestly, now these days I like a lot of CBD stuff, which is funny to say because for a long time I never really felt that way about it, but I think we went super hard in the direction of THC, and now I think some CBD is a little more of the medicine, and THC is a little more of the effect or whatnot. So I think there's a lot.
So you grow straight CBD plants?
I don't anymore, but I have in the past for sure. But I enjoy CBD stuff. I like putting CBD into like food and like taking it as supplements or using it like topically. I think that there's like a company that makes like CBD bubbly waters and stuff that are super tasty, right out of like Salida here, which is dope.
Really?
Yeah.
I should get some of those.
Yeah.
So great.
It's called Dram. But yeah.
Dram?
Yeah. She's good with it. She does like all these really cool like flavorings that are like not natural flavor or artificial flavor. They're like actual like terpene type flavors. So like, because natural flavor can be kind of not what they say it is. Like the classic example is that like raspberry natural flavor is like from a beaver's butt or something like that. So
what is it?
Every beaver has like a scent. Like animals have these scent glands in them. Well, beavers have one that apparently tastes like raspberries.
No way. Yeah. So like artificial raspberry flavor or natural raspberry flavor could be
beaver butthole. Yeah.
No way.
Cheers.
Oh. Huh. It's natural, I guess.
Oh, it's so natural.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, right?
So it doesn't come from like the strawberry natural flavors come from strawberries? Does anything come from the actual
Maybe
plant?
not. It's it can be different things, but it's not necessarily always like from the exact plant that the flavor comes from. So
that
was like
crazy.
I mean, yeah, I'm not vegan or anything, so that didn't. But it is weird and interesting. So it's cool to see like flavors.
Why don't they just call it beaver butt on the ingredients?
I'd like to see you market that one. Hey, you're the sculptor. Where's this beaver butthole pipe you're going to make?
Oh, yeah. Canadian, too.
Hey.
The beaver.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So how do you think like starting out now would be in the glass world if you were new starting out now? Do you think it's a little tougher than 25 years ago?
Be different, right?
Different.
You're not going to be able to just like fund it with, well, maybe you
Trapping.
are. Well, yeah, you might need to fund it with trapping. It'd be a little more difficult than funding it with just making small pipes. Like I just started right away. I was able to make a $10 spoon or whatever and sell them like right away. Like within the first week, I was like, okay, I'm making my money back right away. Cause I actually took my student loan check for the first 6 months and like bought glasswork, and I was like, all right, we got to make rent now. Let's
You bought raw materials?
I bought a torch and raw materials with my 6 month student loan check, and
that's sweet.
And let her
flip
rip.
it into
yeah,
a whole career.
Why not?
Part of your career,
Yeah.
part of the many things you do.
Yeah. So that was so right away I was like, shit, I got to pay rent. So I was, going to the bars, I was going to shops in Breckenridge and all around and selling little pipes. But these days I think you'd need a little bit more of a cushion. But honestly, if you were just if you had a good work ethic, you could do little things if you want. Or
you got to kind of start doing that.
Yeah.
You think that's just
But the availability of classes and the availability to stand on the shoulders of others, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Especially,
so that's a bit different than 25 years ago. There's more of it, more opportunity, more weed, more bongs.
There's
more
that,
people smoking.
but there's less there's more and there's less all at the same time, right? There's less little dealers or whatever that would maybe buy like a sweet $350 pipe. But and it's pretty saturated, but hey, for every time I think, oh, maybe it'd be more difficult, I see other people that make it work and that are amazing. Seems like people who,
you got the internet now. Didn't have that 25 years ago.
No, you didn't have. Yeah, we had the glass curtain when I started, and so now you've got a lot of
the glass
things.
Curtain.
Yeah,
people wouldn't share anything. They were like, no, this is mine.
Yeah. So you were limited to the people you worked around. So
the crews you were like led into, and yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to work around some pretty good artists and learn some stuff pretty quickly, but still learned the wrong ways, of course, in comparison to now. I never used a Bunsen. I never braced anything for a long time. Like all my welds were just like.
But that's just how
cornered.
People were doing it. They weren't trying to give you false information or anything, right?
No. Yeah. That's how they knew, and they had maybe just kind of learned by whatever, or whatever. They just tried it and then they figured it out. So
and now with the internet, it's a lot easier to push. You see it
in classes.
Classes too. Yeah. But just everybody.
But yeah, you
doing
can
crazy
see
shit now.
So it's cool to see, like, in all the milli work that everybody is able to do, like sculptural as well. And then I think huge was like learning to use a Bunsen and to work on a Bunsen. Like now, like putting together a larger sculpture on the lathe and to be able to just let that sucker roast, like you can work a lot faster.
Yeah,
and keep going.
Constant.
Yeah, and you're not holding it. You're like just learning to work within the parameters of your rotisserie chicken there.
Yeah.
Put that bird on there and let her cook.
One, dude. I gotta get one.
I'm stoked to see what you end up doing with that.
I think it's this year I'm gonna get one.
I think you should. Every glass artist, if you have the opportunity, get a lathe as soon as possible. I wish I had gotten one way earlier. Not only better for your body, but you can learn a lot of techniques and you can make more work. You can work longer hours and you can be more productive in your work because you can run it on a Bunsen and you don't have to put it in and out of the kiln as much.
But do you think you also need a bench space and a lathe? If you do, yeah. You
I
can't
personally
just have
like
a
to.
lathe, yeah.
You could have a lathe that you maybe push out of the way. But
and just use the torch.
Yeah, you would just have your torch
You
there.
gotta make certain components to put on the lathe. Most of the time, right?
Yeah, so I like to have a bench space, and I personally have multiple different torches. Like on a bench space, I like working on a Herbert Arnold, and on the lathe, I like a GTT.
Is that right?
I've seen that reversed for other people too, where they like Jake C loves working on the lathe with Herbert Arnold. I've seen other people that way as well. Some people just like working with hand torches. And the hand torch can actually be more bench-like on the lathe because you can hit it from different angles than just straight on, like depending on how you have
like
your
if your torch is mounted there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it depends on your torch mount. You can move things around and do whatever. But I like to, and the great thing about a lathe is you can like hit it with 2 torches at once, or hit it from multiple angles and things like that.
And you use a ribbon burner or like a ribbon or like a 5 burner kind of
for thing. Just a few things, like say like when I did this larger seal there, I hit it with that. So it depends.
That's it.
But but again, just being able to run a Bunsen, do that, and then have some hand torches and do other things. I mean, it opens up a lot of possibilities to work way bigger or faster.
Yeah. So was there a piece of yours that was like really like a breakthrough piece that was, that you kind of, besides the mug and maybe besides the landscape road thing that you're doing right now, like when you were first starting out, was there like a piece?
I've done a lot of different phases of my career. I did a lot of sculptural stuff back in the day.
Did you? What were you sculpting?
Let's see. Back in the day, I actually did some animal sculptures as well, like for some of the original Degenerate art shows. Did some political sculpture stuff. I did like an elephant humping the globe with a missile dick into screwing Iran in Iraq.
No way.
Did a few of those. I did a bunch of marble work in the past.
Cool.
Yeah, I think for each like little segment of my time in glassblowing, there have been different like more monumental pieces.
Mm-hmm. I kind of go through phases, like you were in a marble phase for a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I did like the first, Lewis Wilson's first flame off in New Mexico there. Wow. I did that with Marvel Slinger, and we came down and did a fun like road trip and stuff. I made a mistake in my glass career. I think kind of like I treated it almost like a hobby where every day I tried to learn something new, which was really fun. I learned a lot of new shit, but I confused the hell out of my collectors and like anybody who would be following my career because I jumped all around. Like for 6 months, I would be like learning something new in one direction, and then I would be heading in another direction, another way. And now I've learned more about branding yourself and like picking a thing and going, more intensely on that and marketing it.
Yeah, there's always benefits to that too. But like, I understand what you mean with branding and art. There is an important, coexistence there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just making super random shit all the time, like that's great and it's fun and it's more of a hobby almost in that respect that you get paid for. Uh-huh. But these days it's
hard for people to recognize that from just looking at it without seeing a name.
Yeah, your collectors have to be like really dialed to like know your stuff. And that was like one direction I did where I started stamping SR in all my work. Like I was like, I need to sign everything. That's
a good way to have the SR.
Yeah, have at least something so that they know it came from me. So I started stamping all my.
Oh, that's cool. So that's
all my pendants. Yeah, so that's a brass stamp that I got in Italy.
Oh, it's on the inside one too.
Yeah, so I was like, I think it'll be easier to stamp the inside for clearance issues. But I was at the Pantheon in Italy, and they have this like really cool like shop that sells notebooks and stamps and wax and stuff. And I was like, oh sweet, here's a sweet like SR stamp. And
did you just find that SR like that?
Yeah, they have like it would be everybody's, all the different combinations for people's initials, right? So
okay. Oh, so perfect.
So you could find an RG if you wanted Robertson glass or whatever.
MR.
Yeah.
Like that too.
Yeah. So I got a
wow. I wonder how many combinations that is.
They have a huge board. I actually went back to Italy a little while, like a summer ago or whatever, and went and bought a bunch more stamps because I can't find the quality like they have.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the trick to that? I bought a little one too, but off of Amazon.
Yeah. No, you can.
And it's a nice, but I could customize it. So I put like the Robertson in it, and it's a bit too short too. I think it's like it's like a high carbon steel tip.
So it's for stamping into metal or something like that. Yeah.
But I use it.
secret I've learned with stamping into glass is, first off, you need to have some type of back pressure, whether you're stamping onto solid or you're stamping onto tubing with some air pressure where you can blow into it slightly. And then also you want to basically have it relatively cool, say maybe 500 to 700 degrees. And then you go in with a pretty intense flame. I would say like a GTT without the turbo on, but with a pretty intense flame. And
Is the turbo the center?
Yeah, the turbo would be like that top one.
Okay.
So I'm not running that because that pushes the heat through the glass. What you're looking to do is heat up the surface of the glass, but have the back still kind of stiff so that you can pull that texture off of it and have it still put something to push against. And then I'll like go in with the flame, and then right as I see it start to glow, very quickly when you pull the torch away, you put the stamp up and you kind of roll the stamp from one side to the other. So as opposed to like smashing straight in, it's a roll from one side to the other so that it rolls that texture on.
Oh, wow, that's cool to know. Must be tough to do on a hollow vessel.
That's why I like to have like some back pressure, and it's much easier on heavy wall.
Heavy wall, yeah.
I originally saw stamping like that high guy glass. I don't know if you remember his bongs, but he's a West Coast Canadian glass blower who used to stamp.
I've heard of him, but I can't put the connection together.
Yeah, he made like proto stuff for Puff, and he would stamp all his bongs.
For Puff glass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, Puff glass.
So
what's that guy's name? Forget. You remember the owner?
I do. I can't
What's
remember
his name
at the moment either. But
he was like a.
They were super solid. They
super
sold,
solid.
Yeah, they definitely like helped.
I made Puff sheep. I made sheep that said
sick.
Puff on it with their logo. A bunch of those. Before they were just push pull sheep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, they were dope.
That's cool. What were we just talking about?
Stamping glass?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I just put like a little blob of color and I just put this stamp on it and it looks like wax like on the piece. That's how I've been like signing some things like pendants and stuff.
That's a great way to do it as well because you've got that mass there, right?
Yeah.
So then you can kind of just heat the surface and like, I mean, watching Lucan stamp, he stamps a lot of different texture into his things and does a great job. It's been fun to watch his
He's crazy with
career.
it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, what's next for you? Like, what phase are you in right now?
I think the phase I'm in right now is probably rolling back into a little more functionals.
Functionals?
Yeah. Playing around with ways to bring my like genre of what I do with taking small things and making them really big and then making some functionals out of that.
I like that concept. Yeah.
Which is fun. Making some different drinkware concepts and going off in some different directions with that and more road trips. So yeah, that's kind of my goal is to like still expand on my, visual vocabulary of those things and some more functionals and just keep playing around. And then also, I like working with the cups and it's fun, to have that ability to make fun food things and make videos with food too. Cause that brings that extra audience in there. I found that like only a certain amount of people are connected to glass and they like it, but everybody likes food.
The food. Yeah. Do you have any like culinary or like,
yeah. Growing
background?
Up here, the Highwan Country Club.
Yeah.
I worked in the kitchen there. I worked at kitchens all around Evergreen.
Okay. You
worked in a coffee shop. So
okay. You make them real nice in there. Like how many different combo drinks videos have you made?
Gosh, I've probably done like over 150.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, There's been a lot of content there over the years.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And some of them are great. Some of them don't work out totally awesome. I mean, it's usually a one take wonder. So I'm like not trying multiple times to get it right. I just what it is what it is, and it's good. It's not always great. It's a lot of time invested in there, but for a long time I like totally sucked at my videos and photos, and so I still film everything just with a phone, but I kind of made some efforts to do a little bit better lighting, different backdrop, and like.
Is it on like a rotating?
Yep,
thing?
do it on a rotating thing, whether it's a cutting board or whatever, and that gives some visual stimuli of that spinning. And then I like just a black velvet background. Jeff DeMarco was really nice and like told me about some different backgrounds that are, you know, easily attainable, which is nice. So I appreciate that from him.
Cool. What are the materials?
Just black velvet.
Black velvet's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you
Nice
can go in there and
absorbing
kind of like play with your light balance and like drop it down a little bit, and it just makes it kind of disappear in the background for black anyways. I think that's good for clear glass, you know.
Yeah.
For color glass, depending, like your tans and things would look great against black, but certain like brighter transparent colors I think look better against white. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on the stuff.
Very cool. Do you have a website where people...
Yeah, surfratglass.com.
Surfratglass?
Yeah,
what do you got on there?
That was a big motivation of like when the cup started hitting, I was like, look, everybody's buying online. I'm going to advertise this myself and I'm going to sell it online. And I did trade shows and I sell stuff to shops too, but a majority of my stuff was done through drops on my website.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So you make more than one of those styles?
Yeah.
For each, like for a drop?
Absolutely, yeah. So I'll do like different limited editions. I do like a cool honeycomb pattern on the bottom of most of the bangers, and I'll do different colors or like 22 karat gold, and then lots of different opals. And
sandblast the joint on the bowls. That's cool.
That's actually a real joint on a lot of them, and then other ones I do.
That's a real joint.
Yeah, it's an 18 millimeter on the or 19 whatever on the handles for a lot of them.
Oh, on the handles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the large cups, that is not a real joint. That's something that I do sandblast. I was gonna say like. I tried to buy really big ones for a bit, and
give me a box of some 100 mil.
The proportions were off, so I was like, I got to sandblast.
It reads as a nice big joint for sure.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, so what else, man? What else? What's going on?
Well,
I don't know. What are you
I'm
into?
Stoked on the snowboard season.
Yeah, it's about to start getting good. It looks like they're building the base up there.
It's getting a little better. I've been riding backcountry, doing that. I just bought a snow bike, so I've been snow biking, which is fun.
Oh, really? What's that look like?
It's like a mountain bike with really fat tires, and you take all the air out of them down to like 1 PSI, and you can ride on snow. So it's kind of a fun way to not get caught in avalanches and have fun in the snow, which is cool. And doing that, hanging out. I don't know. Yeah, thinking about what different. I hope we get some new good trade shows. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, I guess Glass Roots is next month or this month.
Yeah,
February.
Yeah,
in Vegas at the old Alexis Park.
Yep,
that's gonna be probably a banger.
I hope it does well.
Are you going?
I am not going this time, but we'll see.
Yeah, I hope it does well too. I hope that's the new spot. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Las Vegas. That was fun, and so I'm sad to see that go, but. Yeah, to use Chatty G on your...
I do, but I just canceled my subscription.
Yeah.
It's funny because I wanted the images and then I would have to threaten it. I'd be like, you got my name wrong again. It's not spelled like that. Like, I'm going to cancel my subscription unless you get it right on the next thing, and it would get it right. So I finally just canceled it, dude, because there's so many.
Yeah, I have not experimented with that yet. It'll be interesting to see if that leads to, just like how I think that people will be yearning for more like interaction with people, whether it's in video or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Will that make people be more excited about handmade things? Versus,
I wonder.
I think there will always be a certain amount of people that are into that, and then other people that are like, oh, I don't care. But
everything is almost becoming AI generated. Like a lot of things now, media, like a lot of commercials, a lot of videos, a lot of. DesignerCon said nothing AI generated is allowed or was it DesignerCon? Yeah. Or ComplexCon or something. One of those two. They're like nothing AI, which I thought was a pretty bold statement.
That's interesting. I went to the thing that happens down like in Miami, Scope and all the different
Basel
and stuff. Yeah. And that was the year that they had like tons of, EFT? No. The
digital smoking paintings?
Yes,
where
the digital paintings.
Blow smoke out the side. The lady would go and would blow.
And everybody was trying to like basically make money off other NFTs, not EFTs. Yeah, so everybody was like trying to figure that out. And
NFTs. Yeah, no, that came and went pretty fast. Sorry, I pointed at the camera because I thought
No worries.
I got boogers all over me somehow.
But interesting with the NFTs and that kind of boom and bust of sorts. But it went in with Bitcoin too, which has been interesting to see where Bitcoin.
What's that at today? 70?
I think it's up into the 80s, but that sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah, I was like, I should have pulled out when
silver, like
ripping.
we've been buying silver. Like I bought some at 35.
Nice.
And then it went up to like 100, and I just bought some at like 112.
Not nice.
And then now it's at what, 70?
Yeah, the boom and bust of silver is crazy.
That's insane.
I don't.
What do you think that's about? That's market manipulation.
Everything seems to be a pump and dump these days, but silver, little different in that, silver is used in everything from data centers to solar panels to electric car batteries and batteries in general. So some of that is that going on, and some of that is also the devaluation of the dollar and people looking for places to put their money when they want to pull it out of either the U.S. stock market or the dollar in general, bonds and things like that. So.
Maybe a bunch of people cashing in their silver.
That as well, as it went up, a lot of people brought in silver to
like
cash
a lot
in.
of old timers were cashing in their silver that they got for $5 or $1.
Right. And so the places, especially the refineries that melted down, stopped taking it last week, which was really weird for them to have the premonition or to know that it was going to, they may not have known, but it did then dip back down. And so they were protecting themselves from getting burned from that situation. So, yeah, silver, gold.
Are you, so it sounds like you got a little Bitcoin?
Yeah, I definitely invested in Bitcoin a few different times, and it's good. I'm still up, but not like I could have been if I had have pulled money out when it was better.
Yeah, on the other side of 100.
Yeah, right. That was nice. It's interesting. Portfolio wise, I've heard a lot of people talk about the international mutual funds did really well last year. Whereas an American, your normal S&P 500 or whatever does 15%, which is good. International market funds or those things did 30% last year.
Is that right?
Yeah, because of the devaluation of our dollar in conjunction with people kind of looking for other places to put their money.
So can you invest on the world market?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Even on Fidelity or whatever, you can take your Roth IRA or whatever it is and buy international money market funds. So
talk to my guy about that. And
yeah.
I don't know if I'm really doing that or not. I got a guy handling that, but he does well with it. But that's a good point. I heard they are trying to 10x the dollar down. So $1 million would be 100,000. 10x.
Yeah,
that would be nice for all of not for me.
Yeah, no, it's not good for any of us.
For our debt, for the guys in top or whatever, for the economy.
Those guys
or would it be shit?
It'll suck for all of us, and it'll suck for tourism and all those different things. But if you have a product that you sell outside of the United States, say you're a soybean grower and you sell soybeans to China or whatever, then you'll have a cheaper product. But that's a very small amount of our economy. Yeah. So not going to be great for most of us. So
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen either because I don't grow soybeans. So I like having, it's nice to have the dollar as the traded thing everywhere. If you go to, say, Cambodia, they literally use US dollars as part of their currency, and that's awesome. Other places in South America, we were in Argentina, realized we forgot to bring money, but we had a $50 bill or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we were able to pay for our dinner and get a bunch of cash back.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, they're all stockpiling,
Yeah. Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, other countries, because our dollar is stable or was, they were saving. If they were going to have a savings, they would have it in U.S. cash.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere accepted it pretty much in Argentina.
Yeah, and they give you
give me pesos back.
And they give you a good exchange too.
No, I got wrecked.
No, I got great exchanges. Even at the restaurants, they would give me an even better exchange than the bank or whatever.
What was it back then?
I don't know.
Because
it was good.
It's really was a lot better not too long ago. And then recently, it's not as good. The exchange rate, it's closer to...
That's the devaluation of our dollar, and then maybe their economy's looking a little stronger or whatnot. But it's different, like the way that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like there's a lot of places I want to go, and I don't want it to be super expensive.
No. Yeah.
I went to Brazil in that same trip, and actually Brazil was quite a bit more expensive than Argentina and Chile, for sure.
My wife's friend moved there. She's been there for like 6 years, and she got her passport and stuff. She teaches English out there, but she loves it. And
it's beautiful.
In Rio.
Yeah, Rio's amazing. Yeah. The beach, the fresh fruit, all the they're tourist things, but they're beautiful, like Haystack and Christ the Redeemer and all the mountains around there. Awesome.
We got our own little Christ Redeemer over here.
Oh, yeah?
Well, kind of.
I think I've been, yeah.
No, it's like Mother Cabrini. Have you ever been there?
I think so. It's like
when you go down I-70. It's that big white.
Okay, yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
That big white statue.
Yeah.
Mother Cabrini.
And I think there's another one if you're driving up one of the canyons to go like near Buena Vista or something.
Oh, really?
Like that. There's one along one of those roads.
A big one like that?
I think it's on 285 or something like that. It's pretty big.
I walked up to the top of that one over there one time.
Really?
Yeah, and I almost died, dude. I don't know what happened. I needed an inhaler, and I almost died. And she's up there. She buried under there.
Oh, really?
It's like a plexiglass top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Same with Buffalo Bill. He's buried up over the next one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been to like that. Yeah, that whole area. It's cool to see the buffalo there that they have.
Hey, Buffalo Bill is pretty much buried
by the buffalo.
Right by the buffalo. Yeah, that's a dangerous touristy traffic jam spot because that can come up to a pretty screeching halt right there sometimes.
Absolutely.
Or if the buffalo are out, it's a nice sunny day.
Dude,
it's like,
you notice they had to put 2 fences because the buffalo will charge and ram the fence so far that they've like knocked people down.
Oh,
even
really?
on the other side of the fence, they'll like stretch it.
I didn't notice that.
They are not tame. They're pretty wild animals still.
Yeah, and they go underneath the highway. That's cool.
Yeah, they got their little underpass and stuff.
Yeah,
they're dope.
All right, have you ever had a Rocky Mountain oyster?
No.
You never tried one? All these years living here, never been curious.
Maybe I have. It's breaded and fried. It's hard. It wasn't all that memorable.
Maybe you didn't know.
I think maybe I have.
Okay. Well,
maybe. Yeah, where do they even serve them here?
They serve them. They're out. I've been to places.
Them balls is out there.
Yeah, no, I've seen them on a couple menus. Not for a while though. I haven't been looking for them or anything, but I've noticed them on a few. Have you been to the Buckhorn Exchange?
Where's that?
It's down in Denver, and it's like I think it's the oldest liquor license in Denver, but it has like every square inch of wall. It's like 3 stories, 2 stories. And every square inch of wall is taxidermy. It's got like a moose. It's called the Buckhorn Exchange.
I don't think I've been to it.
No.
Sounds familiar, but
it's down. It's down by the shitty. I mean, it's not shitty, but it's down in like kind of like not a great part of town by the train tracks. It was one of like the first spots, like actual liquor license or something. It says in Denver.
Yeah, I was so
Buffalo Bill's drink in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he used to go in there. Yes.
Yeah.
Apple juice and whiskey.
Oh,
mostly whiskey.
Mostly whiskey. Dope. Yeah. No. Yeah. Most of my exploring around Denver has always been like going to shows and stuff when I was a kid. So.
Best show you've ever been to in Denver, Colorado. Maybe Denver. Let's say Denver. Does that include Red Rocks?
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a best show in Denver. There's been a lot of good ones. Definitely any Red Rocks show where there's a lightning storm behind. That's always tripped me out. Nice. It's really nice when they have like lightning hitting Denver behind the stage. That's been dope.
That is nice. I've seen that. You gotta be up to high.
Yeah.
See it over there. Yeah.
For, when I came back to the States, I was like swinging some pieces in the lot at Red Rocks, and like fish was never great. I actually got like a case of pieces taken away from me there because they told me to put my case away, and I was like, okay.
At Red Rocks?
Yeah, and so I went to another aisle and like opened it up, and right away they like busted me and like took my pieces.
What? Who? The staff? Like security?
Police.
Oh, police.
Yeah, and so then I got them back. I had to go like to a court thing and get them back. There was no real fine, maybe a little fine or whatever, but it was fine.
Can't believe that.
But I did an atmosphere show at Red Rocks once, and that was awesome. I had a car full of ladies roll up, and she's like, can we get us, like, I had just some really simple pieces. Like, she's like, can we get a free piece if we all show you our tits? And I was like, absolutely.
No way.
Yeah. That was great. And then I also got a free ticket to go on the show. Sold way more glass at an atmosphere show than ever at a fish show, which was interesting.
I guess their crowd's got a little bit more money to burn. I don't know.
Market saturation at fish. Yeah, fish.
Oh yeah, market saturation too. There's a lot of
people swinging glass.
Yeah.
And, but it was.
That's cool.
I just did that as like a fun.
Was evidence there? Was this recently or?
It was a while ago.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it was a good show. I've seen Atmosphere a bunch.
Yeah.
I saw Atmosphere open for Guru up in Canada at the Granville Island.
Okay.
No, at the. I can't remember. There's a venue up in Vancouver that has like a wood floor with like old tires underneath or whatever, so it like bounces.
There's a place in Toronto like that too. It has like a bouncing floor.
Yeah, super dope. Like they kind of advertise it, they kind of don't. That's just how it is. But yeah, I saw Atmosphere open for Guru there, which was dope. Lots of good hip hop and reggae shows. Got to see like the whole Marley fam, like Damien and everybody with their kids, play a free show at Whistler, which was dope. And, like, sun was shining, little kids waving their flags, and free reggae show was
up in Canada.
Good.
Yeah, Whistler.
Up at Whistler, that was dope.
Have you ever been to Banff?
I have been to Banff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Beautiful. Yeah, I've drove the
I
whole
got that
Canadian
haunted ass
Rockies.
hotel. That's right at the first one there. The Chateau Fairmont. That's right at the Lake Louise.
Okay.
Have you been there? Or?
I've been, but I don't think I stayed there. I can't remember where I stayed.
Yeah, it's haunted, but it's beautiful there. That Lake Louise and the mountains and Banff.
It's amazing. Yeah, I did the whole like Calgary to Edmonton, and then drove the Canadian Rockies all the way down.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah, amazing.
Beautiful.
Like, love that area. I also love like the Whistler area and the whole coastal area there. That was awesome to be able to hang out there a bunch. Mm-hmm. Mountain bike at Whistler a ton, and snowboard Whistler a bunch. I got lost on the backside of Whistler bad. It's called the Suck Hole, and it sucked. Dude, it sucked so bad.
On your mountain bike?
No, snowboarding.
Oh, snowboarding. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is like backcountry?
Well, it was at the ski area, so I would ride there, but people would come up from Crested Butte that were like extreme skiers and like really good competitive skiers and snowboarders, and I knew them, and so I'd be like, oh yeah, let's go out, let's ride. And so we were following the one guy who wasn't smoking weed, and we rode up. To get to the top of Whistler Mountain is a gondola ride, which is like a big gondola, and 2 high-speed quads, which is like considerably bigger than any of the mountains around here for elevation from the base to the top. And we just smoked weed the whole time. So that's like a lot of joints and blunts and stuff. So full gondola ride and 2 high-speed quads. We get to the top, and we just like, we're going to do the edge all the way around, but we dipped too far into the back. And that back area just sucks you in, aka the suck hole, and it took us all day to get out. Like,
oh no,
it was like 8 a.m. when we got up there, and we didn't get out till like 7 p.m.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You had to like hike out a bit?
Yeah, we had to hike out the whole way, like
through deep snow.
I was the only snowboarder. Everybody else was a skier, and we had no water, no food. We just had weed. So we just smoked weed and ate snow. And we made it out
all day, dude.
I dropped some little cliffs 1-footed on my snowboard, so I had to like walk and like 1 foot on my snowboard, and the skiers can just like scootle. I mean, these dudes are like amazing. Like, they do the all the extreme events in skiing. So they were badasses.
Going down, yeah.
I survived, but
that's tough,
dude. Yeah, I couldn't. But like the one guy that took us back there, I was like, dude, you were the one guy who wasn't smoking weed. Like, how did you get us into that?
Oh shit.
But yeah, we survived. We got out in one day. Everybody else has to like start an emergency fire and shit, and like hang out back there. Like you see people get stuck back there.
Oh really? Just to start again the next day? You gotta stay
just
the night?
because like it's too cold, they can't keep going, so they like start a fire or whatever with branches and like huddle around the fire all night. Survival style.
Just try again the next day? Or
just rescued? Wait till they get rescued or whatever. Wait till people are like, you didn't come home. So.
Fuck.
Yeah.
They should have better signage.
Yeah, you know.
Be like, experts only, guy, like, or whatever.
Something like, don't go into the suck hole. Because I did remember at one point, I was like, this is great. And I kept seeing where people stopped riding and then just started hiking back up the hill. And I was like, their tracks. I was like, that's weird. And we just kept going.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Yep. So, but yeah, beautiful up there. Did you ever go into any of the Canadian glass gatherings that they had?
I did. I think I did one time. I went to I think I did. That's with Redbeards, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe I didn't. I didn't go. Was it always on his property?
I think they've had them in different places, but originally they were up there for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, like up past Whistler. So
yeah, I don't know. I may have been to one where that wasn't like on his camp out party, like property.
Yeah, those were fun. I went to some of the first ones.
Yeah,
it was like,
that's awesome. Mattis Cookie, was he up there?
He did. Yeah, he absolutely was up there for one of those. That was dope. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see like the evolution of like Patrick Stratus and Corey and those, you know, all the West Coast guys. So
did you know Shane King by any chance? This guy with dreads who like worked for.
Sounds familiar. Who did he work for?
He was always out there. He worked for like a lot of like the Treating Yourself magazine, like, and he had like Vape Lounge. It was like anyways, so Shane King, he was out there.
I think I probably met him.
He had dreads. I
met most everybody that would be in Vancouver.
Yeah, that seemed like a really cool event.
It was cool. Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, Canada's so, I don't know, it's so separated by land, so it's hard for everybody to come up, but everybody in BC would like go and chill at that one. We could all go camp and stuff, and
Canada is not like you can just drive to the next state, really. Even like everything is, those states are, I mean, the provinces are huge.
Yeah, super separated.
It's
and
like a 3-day drive at least to drive from Ontario to BC.
I always wanted to drive north. I never drove like super far north into like
BC?
Northwest Territories and whatever.
Oh yeah, and then it's none of it.
Yeah,
up there.
That would have been dope.
It's probably a whole other.
I never made it to like French Canada. I dated a lot of French Canadian girls, but I never made it.
Oh, you should go to Montreal sometime.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, that's a real different feeling province to me. Like it's very, you know, European and cobblestone roads and old.
Yeah.
I like it there.
Ended up, a lot of great music coming out of there. That's kind of like the New York equivalent, kind of, right, of Canada, would you say?
I would say probably more Toronto. Toronto's a much bigger city, and it's like
it is bigger, and it's
got pretty good music scene, but there is a lot of music coming. Like my favorite radio station, We Funk, comes out of Montreal.
Dude, I listened to We Funk for a long time, all the way through living in Canada and here as well. Yeah,
those guys are good.
Dude, those guys have killed it for a long time. Professor Groove. Yeah,
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, they killed it, and they opened my eyes to like all the different hip hop and funk and like the correlations between them. So no, I hear new stuff all the time. I'm like looking by the days, and they'll be new on my Spotify. You know, I'll look up whatever band or guy. Something I haven't heard of. Yeah, even before Spotify, you could just go and listen on their website, which was dope. They have all their different stuff, and they even have an app. Yeah,
Jinx. Yep.
Double, triple Jinx.
Oh man, So if you could go back and tell your younger self any advice from all the stuff you've learned over the years and years of experience of living life, would you have any advice besides, maybe more branding?
Yeah, I was going to say with the glass, it would be sign it and brand it. Maybe
sign it, brand it.
Maybe work a little more on the things. Start a website sooner. I think the website's a pretty good idea. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty stoked the way I've just been able to kind of surf through life and have fun and enjoy it. I mean,
invest in Bitcoin.
That would have been a decent one for sure. Don't drink and drive probably would have been a good one when I was 16 years old.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got a DUI like on the street down there when I was 16 years old. Yeah, not a good one. So, those are the little things. But
yeah.
Aside from that, pretty thankful.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a fun life to create and do what you want.
Yeah, man, be able to travel
all the places you've been.
Stoked to be able to do that. Stoked to be able to, we have like this kind of vast friend group or acquaintance group that we have here with glass, where you've got all these, unique people that you can hang out with and travel and visit and collab with and all that stuff. I really like a lot of that. So super thankful for that.
Yeah, there's not too many other mediums that you really have that, like ceramics in a way you could make it happen. But.
Yeah, they make it happen and they've got it going on, but glass like took it to another level. And I would say glass is amazing in that it's like, it is the biggest booming craft movement of our country that our country's ever done. Like this studio glass movement or the pipe glass movement is like the biggest thing to ever happen to studio art in the last 15, 20 years, I think.
Wow. Yeah. And we're just like living it. It's not really looked back at yet. It almost is. It's like not yet, but like maybe my kids might learn about it do you think, I guess it'll be in the history books, like how we learned about, like I went to art school and like learned about studio movement and all.
No, it'll be in museums and hopefully, and it'll draw all back to cannabis too, because like cannabis is what made that available. And it was the local economy of, people, the cannabis economy and the glass economy being hand in hand.
Yeah.
The psychedelic economy and all those different things, and like people appreciating handmade local things. And that's amazing, unique, and who knows if it'll ever happen again like that.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm stoked on that.
It's cool to be a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, even whatever little part I've been able to play, I've been super thankful of it. And just to be a part of the community, every time you go to events, everything starting from the Colorado project to the Michigan project to the, the Texas one that they had and all those different things have been really cool. To the Canadian glass gathering, right? So
yeah, wow. Now
to the European flame off, to the
now it's going global.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that, like passing borders and being in different areas. And Chile has a pretty cool glass thing going on right now too, and cool
like flame
stuff.
working.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's some flame workers down there for sure, and they have more of a cannabis scene as well. So.
One of the famous soft glass workers from the Toronto area, Jeff Goodman, who's passed away now, he made a big cathedral in Chile. He got like a commission to make all the windows that look like leaves out of borosilicate, but they would smash the solid rods up and they would cast it into these panels, so it had like a little bit of texture, like a little bit, you see kind of like the crushed bars and stuff. And
really, wow,
they had to polish them all because they all like defit a bit when they were like,
they were defitting,
when they slump them. But yeah, that made him get his factory going, and then he does other thing, did art and stuff in there. But
cool.
Yeah, I didn't know Chile. Yeah, I didn't know Chile. There's many flame workers there, but I guess there's
a few there.
Flame workers on every continent out there.
Yeah. And some of them are Americans that have gone down there, and other ones are Chileans that have come up here and then learned and gone back down. But, they have a decent cannabis scene there as well. So, yeah, Chile's cool. Such a cool country. Like it was it was one of the last places to be colonized. So like the real warriors, like steadfast and held out in Chile, and you can see it in the people down there. Like,
is that right?
There's some tough, sturdy looking people. And
no way.
Yeah.
So they were the last to be colonized?
One of the last to be colonized of South America there.
Back, like when?
I don't know the year exactly, but when, went to some of the museums and they were talking about that because it was a more nomadic situation there. So they couldn't like just go to a city and like take it over because they were all like nomadic peoples.
Oh, I wish I remembered the name of the guy who's celebrated in Argentina everywhere. Do you know that guy's name? He's like statues of him. He's on the horse. His name's like Saint or Nicholas, or he was the guy who gathered everybody in like it was like in the 1800s. Like,
I should know. when I went down to Chile, they were having
Stashbot.
Right? Stashbot might know. When I went down to Chile, they were having their like their revolts. So they were having like all these crazy protests and I guess, like a revolt or whatever.
When was this?
That was that same 2019 trip. So we went down there and it was kind of right before COVID and things were popping off all over the world, right? Like there was protests in, I think, Hong Kong or parts of Asia, and there was stuff going on here as well. And the people down there were like, they were doing things that people do normally. That a protest or like a riot or whatever is really going off when they start chipping out pieces of the sidewalk and throwing that as rocks at cops and stuff.
Damn.
Because they ran out of things to throw, so they just start chipping up the road and hucking it at stuff.
Whoa.
That's when it gets serious.
Yeah.
But
you were there during that?
Yeah, we limited our amount of travel there, but then we realized like it was only at night that they were really doing the protests, and we actually went down to like the spot where they were protesting, and you could smell the tear gas, but it was pretty chill.
Wow.
Yeah, but we did cut, because not knowing that beforehand, we cut some of it short. Some of our travels down there, but yeah, in general, it was pretty chill.
That's cool. I got to get out more and travel the world more. It's not so scary. I mean, we just see the scariest parts on the internet, on the news. They post the bad stuff, but really.
Yeah, I mean, stay on the busy streets. Don't go out super late at night, and you're probably all good, right? Treat people with respect and kind of just.
I accidentally
put your wallet in your front pocket.
Almost dropped off in the hood in Argentina, like at 1 a.m. And the guy's like, "You're here," and I'm like, "This is not it." It was like it was the ghetto, and then my friends showed me that like it was 2 blocks away from like the ghettoest ghetto of Argentina. It's like where the streets are super super tiny and they're all grid, but made it out. I put the wrong address in Uber, and I was just like not paying attention where I was going.
Yeah,
that
like can happen.
Half an hour away in the wrong direction from where I was going, so then I had like 50-minute ride. It's great.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that.
So, what was your first torch that you were on? Do you remember?
First torch was the National, and then from there, I ordered a CC from Glasscraft when they were there, and they accidentally sent me a CC Plus.
Oh, sweet.
Good and bad, honestly. In retrospect, I kind of prefer the CC.
The smaller one, yeah.
Yeah, like that mid-range flame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have it. Then from there, like I got a GTT when I was up in Canada. I actually bought like one of the originals off Chris Windsor. I don't know if you remember Chris Windsor.
Dude.
Fatty Glass.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
He was selling supplies and stuff, and he actually sold me his old Mirage, which was cool. Still have that, but I have another Mirage now. And then, yeah, I owned a bunch of GTTs, and then bought that Arnold. Actually, scooped an Arnold off Craigslist like 15 years ago, and it was from a guy that I originally blew glass with that died of an OD, but he had like gone to jail, and then he got out, and somebody bought a torch for him, and then he passed and whatever, and then this guy just had this torch. So I showed up, and I traded the dude like $1,000 and an old laptop for it.
That's a pretty good deal.
It was a good scoop. Yeah. I love that torch. It was a little like not tuned correctly, but then at one point the Germans came over here to Colorado and tuned all our torches for us.
No way. The Herbert Arnold tuners?
Yeah, and there's actually, it's it's funny, you know, so Herbert Arnold makes a ton of different stuff.
Yeah.
They make a lot of lathes for pulling quartz for the Asian
they
industry.
had a 65 millimeter thick quartz tubing in like, you know, a tube this big, but the 65 mil thick, and they were working on a crazy lathe when we were there.
Yeah, so you went there. It's crazy, right? They have like pull down shields and water cooled
shields and like a joystick that moves all the thing that you're sitting in.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then you go into the back room for the actual, like the torches that we use. And it's one guy.
Yeah,
Jurgen,
I met that guy.
Yeah, Jurgen or whatever. He's got his overalls on and he's made like all the torches.
Yeah, it's just that room with all the torches. Yeah.
It's cool. But I love that torch as well. And then now I have tons of hand torches. Yeah, got way too many torches. I think I counted them all out, and with Bunsen's, it's like 20 torches or something. That's awesome. Yeah. It's a bad habit. I noticed this is what happens with glass blowers. We start collecting torches and lathes. That's once you get one lathe, then you want another one, and then you end up like Ryan Fitt, and you've got like 20 lathes or something.
You got a problem.
It's an investment.
He's got too many. He should just give me one of those.
Right? I know. Maybe he's got some for sale.
You know what? I'll store one here for him.
Right? Totally.
No, I think I got to invest and get one. You know, I know I would make money off of it, and it would save my back. I don't know what I've been holding off. I think I got a spot. This year, my goal is to get a lathe. There, I said it. Yeah.
Get a benchtop one would be nice if you're used to working standing up. I do like working sitting down though, because you can kind of angle out and like work on your thing. But working standing up's great too.
Ryan Fitt has picked out the ultimate lathe that he thinks would be perfect for me. I think it's like a HSJ or something.
A lot of people like those. Yeah, they're really nice. That's a benchtop.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so like the EEs and the EELs are the like floor models, and then the HSJ is great. It has like bigger bore so you can reach through it, which is important.
Yeah.
Pretty decent bed size, and I do like having the longer bed though, to be able to just take the tailstock and roll it out of the way. But he's got a dope. Yeah, he buys a lot of those. I see him restoring them, and like, dude, he makes them so nice.
Yep.
I know it's a. I wonder if I want to restore mine at some point, but other times I'm like, I like it looking a little old. Mine was made in 71. It's got a few little chips, but I do like the Heathways because you can tune them a little different, and they don't. So as a lathe, as you move the tailstock back and forth, it actually slides on a piece of metal, and that metal can actually wear out, and the tailstock can start dipping in. So at a certain point of the bed, it can be dipped in and not true.
Oh, I see.
Whereas a Heathway actually has like wheels that roll along that bed, and so it doesn't wear in as the same.
Oh, so Littons have no wheels?
Littons have no wheels, and honestly, Littons are awesome lathes too, and I think they're great and worth the money. But Heathways don't, so that is one bonus for them. A slim head Heathway would be nice because the heads are a little wide on them. But
how do you repair it when it starts to get that divot in the bed?
People put these like wedges in there. It's almost like, if you think about like a wedge that you'd put under a door, but it's like smaller and less extreme, but they'll kind of wedge the tailstock a little bit, or you can get it milled, and they'll mill
down all even
so
again.
That it's all even again. Litton does a pretty good job of like refurbishing some of those lathes. Oh, expensive. But
yeah. Because you got to ship it out there.
You got to ship it out there, and it just, I mean, all of a sudden you'll have 20 grand in it pretty quick. I mean, you can spend a lot. I like a new Litton, which they don't really sell. It's pretty expensive.
How much?
I don't know. They don't really sell them, but I think a refurbed Litton can be 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of not really, they're not making lathes anymore. If you find one, they'll refurb it for you, and they'll sell you parts.
I'm going to show you this one that I was thinking of. I'll show you a picture of it. You can tell me. I don't know much about lathes, but it's 13 grand.
13's good.
It's not bad.
No, with a Mirage hand torch. So that Mirage hand torch is worth like $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah. It
has the click on, click off.
I'll have to look on my phone, but I'll have to show you.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think we did pretty good, dude. We did pretty good. I didn't even get to any of this stuff, which is perfect. This is just in case I go ultra brain dead. And, but we is there anything you feel like talking about, or anything? I think anything exciting in your life?
We put plenty out there.
Yeah, we did.
I'm stoked on it. Stoked to be able to hang out with you and chat, man, and catch up.
Thank you. Yeah, same to you, man. I know we've met, kind of rubbed shoulders at a few different events around here, a little bit.
Yeah, we got plenty of mutual friends and such, and so I was like, when you mentioned it, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would love to make some work with you too, if you.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe we'll think about that after.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plan out something. Got some ideas, but awesome. Well, if any, do you take orders or like how do you sell your work? If anyone wants to have a piece, one of those cups.
Yeah, I mean, my website is a great way to scoop. Super streamlined and easy to do that. I do drops on the 15th, and then also, working on a few different orders for some shops right now.
Sick. Sweet. And the website again is
surfratglass.com.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Super easy that way, and I've got links on all my socials and stuff, and lots of Instagram and Facebook videos coming out soon, things like that. So
killer. And the channel, do you have a YouTube channel too?
I do have a YouTube channel through Surf Rat Glass, but do mostly shorts on that. And then the podcast that we're doing for the dirt bikes is going to be on Electric Cycle Rider channel. So
that's its own channel?
That's its own channel, and we have the eMoto show as its a separate channel too. So it's cool with YouTube. You can kind of do like collaboration posts similar to Instagram. So
interesting.
Yeah, I've seen some people doing that as well.
And that's not on YouTube, or this?
That is on YouTube. Yeah, you can do like collaboration YouTube posts, like with two different YouTube channels, like putting them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've noticed a few creators are doing that.
I haven't seen that yet.
Like add it up. So if you wanted to have like just a Robertson one, like your art and then your podcast, you could like collab together and put it on both channels too.
Interesting. So like, Instagram, we can do that now. Yeah. Cool. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Working on expanding my live stuff too. I do go live on TikTok a decent bit.
Do you?
It gives a pretty good reach. Like at least it was better. I don't know now that it's been purchased, a little different, but we've had, 3,000 and 4,000 people roll through on an hour live, which is dope.
What do you do on the live?
I drink coffee. I just sit around. I do glass blowing sometimes, but most of the time I'll like just make a drink and drink it and chat with people.
No way.
And
I love that. I wish I could do that better and like more naturally. I don't know why going live for some reason is like.
It's weird on Instagram because it's not pushed very well, but on TikTok, it like as people are scrolling, it comes up in their feed. And since I've gotten like good reaction from that, and it's tough, like depending on the way my like banger mug looks or whatever, people will report it or whatever, but then I'll just stop going live and go live again, and it'll boost it back up and you'll get a bunch of people on there. So
that's cool. It's a good way to just engage with your fans too.
Dude, it's great. People will be like, "Oh, I've followed you on Instagram forever and you're over here." And they like didn't even know. And I have like a pretty good account there too. And I get some good reach there too. But the live thing, I hope TikTok stays good that way because it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It creates community. And the funny thing is like cannabis stuff is totally not allowed on TikTok. And so it becomes that forbidden fruit that everybody wants, right? Like, you always want what you can't have.
Is that the game in it, like because it's forbidden and you're kind of
they have code words. They talk about gardening and stuff like that.
Really?
Like everybody's like, if they're blazing, they're gardening. TikTok is so fun.
I guess Spotify and Twitter or X don't care about that too much, right?
I don't think so. No,
I think that's what Yola was saying.
Yola's on there and he's all good, and Twitter doesn't care, but obviously like Instagram is.
Why do they do that? You see so much other crazy shit on there. Like so much other crazy shit. Why do they care about that?
Here's my theory is that Instagram wants to be like TikTok, and TikTok is trying to get 14-year-old and up viewers on their platform. It's just like video games and TV and other things. If you get somebody hooked when they're young, they're going to stick into it, and they have more discretionary income and time on their hands. So Instagram's trying to do what TikTok does. And then at that point you think, what would you be okay with a 14-year-old checking out, and it's a little more bland. G-rated, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Craziness. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with all that.
Yeah, right. Like it's but that's where I think they're trying to go.
That makes sense. But there's so much death, and like I see crazy shit. I think it kind of like comes in waves too. Like you know, like these waves of what people are getting away with on there, and then
I think like hundreds and thousands of people will repost a significant event, and it'll make it through. Like they know what they're doing too. But yeah,
I mean, know they must. They really let that Charlie Kirk one run pretty long, and
they've let a lot of the different traumatic events that have happened lately like kind of go through there.
Shock people a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, they let that one go.
Yep, craziness. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming in and telling all those stories and sitting down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I would love to make a piece with you, like a few pieces, so we'll talk about that. And yeah, dude, thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
A peace.
All right, thanks for tuning in to the Robertson Stash Podcast. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to support us, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, we want to hear from you, so if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out. Hit the website, hit the link. We'll see you next time.